Hello and welcome for any of you folks that are already here, nice and early and on time. We are covering Dina's round 5 of the Charlotte Open, and you see her camera down below over there. Myself, I'm Katie Learns, and with me over that way is Moving with Matt. So if you want to introduce yourself, go for it.
Hey. Yeah, my name is Matt Thomas. I commentated Dina's fight against Andrea in the chess boxing event I guess we can say a month ago now. Wow, it's already been a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see Dina whip some more butt on the chessboard today.
Right.
Uh
Luckily for all of her opponents, it's not chess boxing, or else it'd be game over for them.
yeah, Dina's style is a little bit more chess heavy, but well, yeah, we'll go with
But
that.
but it's also just the combination of the two. Just makes the chess even stronger.
You know what? Yeah, very
Well,
true.
that's why I was joking with her. I was like, you better bring Andrea with you to Charlotte to like punch you in the face every now and then, because then you'll play better.
Yeah, it's a good motivator, right? Like, gotta move fast, gotta make the right moves. Otherwise, this beast gets to punch me more and more and more.
Right, right.
So is Dina? Looks like Dina's black today. So her
Cheers.
opponent's opening e4,
No, I
and
just
there
I
she
just put that.
is.
Oh, her opponent did open with. No, her opponent.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's d4.
D4. Yeah.
No.
So, Matt, the way that this is gonna go is that you and I are gonna have to promote the same lines all the time.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a little bit interesting in that sense. But let me go and correct their names. So with the white pieces is Tin McEntee, with
Okay.
a FIDE rating of 1990. And with the black pieces, it's Dina Belankaya with a rating of 2330. So, yeah, it seems like she's been playing a lot of like 19 to 2000 rated players. Um, Probably a little bit based on her results so far, because it's all like based on like your performance. That's how it determines your next game. But if we have the score command, she is currently 2 out of 4.
2 out of 4. Okay, so catch us up because you were commentating yesterday. How did she do? What is this tournament looking like? Like, what's the background here?
I think, well, given you know her recent history with all the training with chess boxing, and given that Andrea was a slightly weaker chess opponent,
Hmm.
I think she focused mostly on the boxing. So I think this tournament is kind of serving as like a re warm up or reintroduction into like the hardcore classical chess scene. So I think she's kind of getting back into the swing of things. She started off with a loss, and then in the second round she drew the game, and then in the third round, or I might have flipped those first two, but it might have been draw and then a loss. And then in the third round, she finally got her first win, and that was yeah. Basically, it was like she was slightly worse, or it was like even for most of the game. Even though positionally she was saying that Stockfish didn't understand what she was doing, and she was actually smarter than Stockfish. But
Hell
basically,
yeah.
eventually, the between time trouble and pressure in the position, her opponent went for one bad pawn break, and she just completely mopped the floor with him after that. So that
Oh
was
wow.
awesome.
Okay.
And then in round 4, I believe that she took a draw. It was a went into a rook endgame, and it was just neither party could really make any progress. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
that's how we got to 2 out of 4, and we're gonna see how today goes.
So it looks like she brought her knight out. Is that the right move?
Yeah, I believe so. And let me just sorry, I'm just trying to get her picture set up and stuff like that.
Nice. Well, so this tournament is in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you haven't watched the past games, which is actually where I grew up. So
Really?
yeah, that's where I started playing
Why are you
competitive
such an
chess.
Eagles fan? Sorry.
I was born in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay, okay,
And
okay.
so if I'm not an Eagles fan, I get beat up by my uncles.
Fair.
That's how I've been raised. So if that if that wasn't the case, I would probably be more of a Panthers or Falcons fan. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was born into it.
Very nice. Very nice.
I guess I can hide my chat. That might be a little distracting here. Let's go ahead and hide
Yeah.
that in the alert box.
Sure.
That's cleaner. How about it?
Nice. I love it too.
What is your shirt, dude?
What do you mean? What do you haven't seen this one? You gotta get tell
Get
your opponent
forked. I love
exactly,
that.
exactly.
You wanna see what I'm rocking today?
What are you rocking?
We
This
both have chest shirts.
beautiful, beautiful. Hopefully it does its job and Dina gets the dub here.
Yeah. This luck extends to Dina for sure.
Exactly. Right, because if Dina's winning, then we're all winning.
Amen.
So one more thing. Oh, that's you, Matt. I was gonna say every now and then, chat. If it's very difficult, I'm gonna pull the resources of everyone in chat to try and figure out what the position is on the board. So what I'm gonna do is periodically make it so that Dina's camera is massive, so that literally everyone,
We can zoom in.
yes, can try and help us figure out what the moves are on the board.
Love
Oh
it.
gosh.
Let's do it. Okay. I don't see White's move. Well, it looks like it's E. Is it E3?
Potentially. One. Ah,
It does look like black move to D5.
okay. The
Oh
chat.
no. It looks like it's F3. Yeah. So it looks like the knight came out.
Yeah, in
We
which
matched
order?
with D4. I mean, I'm sorry, D5.
Yep.
And then we had F3. And then Dina. Oh,
Is
we've had
it?
a trade in the middle. We've had a trade.
No, the D pawn's still here, right? So, oh wait.
No, the E pawn's gone and the bishop's out. We missed a lot, KD. We are
I
not
know,
doing our job.
I know. No, so there's a bishop on G4 for sure, which means that the E pawn is probably on E6, right?
It's not though. I think it traded somehow.
You don't think it's tucked
Yeah,
behind the?
yeah. No, it looks like
Oh, there's no
hold
C
on. We
pawn.
we messed this up. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
How do we go back?
So we go
So so I think we yep. And then here and then
I think this takes.
yep, and then here.
F3.
And then here.
Okay.
That's the position. I don't know if that's how we got there.
I know.
But,
no, this happened yesterday.
Texan Pope got it for us.
This happened yesterday, and Dina was like, "What were you guys doing?" And I was like, "Well, we just transposed. We just got to the same position, just a different way."
Yeah. Well, that's all that matters, right? Why are they both gone?
Okay, so Dina's opponent stood up first while it was Dina's turn and started walking around, and then Dina made her move and she got up. And basically, when you're playing these classical games and they take like, anywhere from 2 to 5 hours, or realistically in this tournament probably 3 to 4 hours, you don't want to like expend all your energy up front. So you do want to like make sure you're taking the mental breaks every now and then. So that's why you'll see most likely both players getting up from their seat quite often.
Makes sense. Okay. Well, we'll take this opportunity. I'm gonna say hi to a few folks.
Sounds
What's
good.
up? All my mods are hanging out. Chava, Prey, Tom. Thanks for being here. Gratsky, Glycan from Europe. Cool. Yeah. So, Katie, what can you tell me more about? We talked a little bit about this in LA, but I'd like to learn more. What has your chess journey been like? I know you were working in like a more 9 to 5 or even longer kind of job. Do you want to start there and then talk about your transition to what you're doing now?
Sure. Yeah. So I did work in finance for 5 years. And like you said, it wasn't really a traditional 9 to 5. It was more just yeah, whenever we need you, like we're gonna call you, and that's we need answers kind of thing. And obviously, like I was thankful for the opportunity though. I was thankful for the opportunity. Like I learned a lot because I was just drinking from a fire hose at all times. But at the same time, like now that I've like parted ways with the company, it's kind of like, okay, like what do I really want to do in life, right? And do I want to work my tail off just to make someone else's money, or like what's the whole goal? What's more fulfilling? And I did learn a lot. It was a great experience. But then a couple of years ago, while I was still working, I just watched the Queen's Gambit, like started playing chess, and then all of a sudden I was like, like I wanted to stream chess as a way to keep myself accountable to continue learning. And then I
Mm,
realized, whoa, there's like 10,000 other skills involved with creating content that I was not even aware about. And yeah, but ultimately I realized that chess is like a perfect microcosm for life, and just like you're not stockfish, you're not an engine. You cannot be perfect, right? So for me it's like, okay, well, chess is all about making mistakes and learning from it. So that's a perfect way for me to try and teach, like try and just exude like positivity and resilience, and just trying to like help others in their journey in chess, but also in life. So that's kind of how I landed here, and somehow it's seems like it might work out. But
I
yeah.
love it, man. And way to like make the decision to shift more towards where your heart or your intuition is pulling you, where your curiosities lie or your passions lie. I think that's setting a really good model for people. You don't have to do something just for the paycheck. Like, of course, support yourself, do what you need to do, but if you can find a way to make a living doing what you love, why not?
Right.
And like you've said, that there's so much more to being a chess streamer or any kind of streamer than chess or whatever the content is. I'm jumping down all these rabbit holes myself, learning how to edit, how to thumbnail, how to post what, when, how.
Right.
It's crazy. It's fun. It's like starting back at white belt,
Yeah.
and starting to work your way back up another pyramid, another ladder, which is super fun. I love that process of learning and growing and progressing and getting reps and getting knocked down and getting back up, and it's the
Exactly.
best. It's the best.
I love those analogies because like those are all relatable, but I know that's your expertise as well. Like not relatable, they're like understandable, but like I know that's your literal background as well. But speaking of your background, like because I know you're a former world champion, right? So kind of walk us through like your journey as well, in case people are not as familiar with exactly how you pulled Dina in, Dina pulled you into this whole chess boxing world.
Sure. Yeah. I'll give that background story. I'm looking at Dina's chat. It looks like there might still be a setup for Asia. Um, or I
Oh,
guess that's Dina's sister. But I don't know if there's like I don't know, something we need to switch for socials or shout out or whatever. I don't know how that works, but um anyway, yeah. I grew up playing chess and doing martial arts. So I started my family taught me chess. I learned from my dad and grandfather, and both my parents worked, so they had me in like after school care and like different extracurriculars. And chess club was a couple days a week. So some days after school I would go to taekwondo, some days I would go to chess club. But they were both a big part of like programming my brain and my body. And then as I grew, I was splitting time between athletics and chess. So every weekend I had to choose between going to like, a belt evaluation or a soccer tournament or a chess tournament. And I wasn't really doing any of them exceptionally. I was
mm-hmm.
dividing my time. Therefore, I was dividing my skills, my reps, and so I decided to focus more on what I was having the most fun with, which was playing outside in the sun with my friends. So I picked soccer, and I kept chess as like a hobby, and I kept martial arts as a hobby. But I really doubled down on soccer, and I ended up going to college for soccer. I played for a year at University of Georgia, and after that
Whoa.
year, I was like, like I think there's more to life than soccer. I want to lean into my studies, my social life, and maybe try out boxing, because my mom had never let me try boxing. She never let me compete in martial arts either. She didn't want me to get hit.
Hmm.
So I switched over to the boxing team. I started doing like, just practice, and then I started sparring, and then I started competing, and I totally got obsessed with boxing.
Very nice.
And yeah, and so still playing chess, started competing as a boxer, got injured in a boxing match, uh required shoulder surgery to
Hmm.
recover from that. And while I was recovering from shoulder surgery, I got served a video on YouTube that was chess boxing, and I didn't even click on it. It like was on the sidebar and auto played. So the sport literally found me, and the same way I got, I have a very obsessive personality. So the same way I got obsessed with boxing, I got obsessed with chess boxing. I started watching all the videos, reading all the articles, and decided that I wanted to try competing in it when I got healthy. So I got in touch with the founder of chess boxing, Ipe Rubing. I told him that I loved what he created and that I'd love to be involved someday. And so he said, you know what, when you get healthy, reach back out. Um, it's so just a quick aside, it's so interesting to me that chess, you could just like leave the board for minutes at a time. Like, have you competed in tournaments?
I've competed in a few tournaments, mostly rapid, but one classical tournament. And yes, like there were a lot of people that got up and walked around, myself included. Like I was definitely like, if I was like, you know, okay, so we had 4 games in the same day. Most times, like especially in Europe, you play one classical game in a day. In the
Mm,
U.S., you often play 2 a day. But the
okay.
place I played, we played 4 games in one day. So I
Wow.
was like, okay, this is gonna be a super long day. Like I need to like relax my mind as much as possible and like walk around. So, yeah, I was getting up, and sometimes you get up and you don't know what to do, so you just go to the bathroom. So like it's just like it's like it's just a way to like relax yourself, and
Break up the monotony. That
yeah,
makes
and
sense.
to like deal with nerves too to some extent.
So when I started training for chess boxing, I entered a lot of blitz tournaments.
Mm.
There's no getting up. You're moving quick. You got to move quick.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I, just to segue back, I guess I started training mostly blitz, because the time control in chess boxing most closely mimics 5-minute time controls for chess. So it really depends on what promotion you're competing in. But the format that I competed in was 5 rounds for qualifying matches.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be 3 on the board and 2 in the ring,
Mm.
and then 7 rounds for championship matches. So that's basically from like the semifinals on. So if
Gotcha.
you're competing for first, second, or third place, you're doing 7 rounds, which is 4 on the board and 3 in the ring. So if you do the math there, um, three 3-minute rounds on the board, divided by 2. So 3 3-minute rounds, 9 minutes, divided by 2, 4.5 minutes each, pretty close to 5 minutes. And then same math, 7 rounds, 4 on the board. That's 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. Also pretty close to 5 minutes. So if you're practicing 5-minute games on chess.com or on your clock at home over the board, you're getting pretty close to the types of games that you're going to be seeing in chess boxing, just with like, a few breaks to punch your opponent in the face.
Right. Right.
And Katie, how much over the board practice are you getting? I know we played in LA, and I know most of your games are probably over chess.com or digitally, but do you get to play much over the board chess?
Not really at all. Yeah, I mean, I've tried to start going to the local club a little bit more, and like I said, like I played that one classical tournament, so I want to get more into this, like, the actual physical chess scene. I even did a virtual over the board tournament with my viewers, so like we used chess.com to communicate moves, but we had a physical board in front of us. Like everyone had a physical board that we would calculate and like try and make our moves on first, and then relay it through chess.com. So I'm trying to train the physical board vision as well, because it's so much worse than the 2D board vision. Like it's so much easier to see things on a screen because that's how I learned it. But we're getting there. Yeah, it's kind of like a longer term vision. Obviously, like most of the content I'm going to create is going to be online, so it's not like a need, but more of a desire. Totally
makes sense. Yeah. So a couple questions in chat. Can we show the clock? Just know that there's a lot of time. It's classical. It's towards the beginning of the game. Yeah, clock is really not a factor yet, but if we need to, we can show it.
So the clock will show up like right below Matt over there, right above the live board, when the clock has started per the DGT position. So the DGT position is 15 minutes delayed. It's a anti-cheat measure. So this board over here, chat, that I'm highlighting and drawing arrows on, this is going to be 15 minutes behind us. The camera is live, but the board is 15 minutes behind. So that's why we are occasionally going, whoop, okay, let's expand the board and see if chat can kind of pull together the moves. Which I think that A3 was played, and then she took the knight, and
so we have double pawns on the C file.
Not double pawns, right? Because I thought earlier the C pawn exchanged itself for the E pawn.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Gosh, it's really hard to see the little one.
For you can right click on Dina's camera and click on pen, and that'll make hers like extra big for you, I believe. Does that work? It makes her camera a little bit bigger.
That does not work on my end.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's okay though. So a few other questions. Someone asked my FIDE rating or my ELO. When I competed in chess boxing and practicing every day, I was around 1700, and I've atrophed a lot. So I'm probably like 1550 to 1600, somewhere in there now.
Okay.
But yeah, not currently studying, not playing a whole lot outside of my streams, which I do some chess and fitness, and some other variety gaming over at Moving with Matt. And then as I like ramp up to a chess boxing event that I'm commentating, I'll play more just to be a little sharper and being able to commentate. So speaking of, we have a chess boxing event in Paris that I hope Dina will be at, which she hasn't confirmed yet. But we might be
competing or commentating. Oh, sorry.
No, commentating.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I think she's holding out for a potential rematch with Andrea for the next competition that she would do.
Oh boy.
Yep. We'll see. Nothing's confirmed, but hopefully that happens. I think the people would love that. But no, February 3rd in Paris, we have an awesome card lined up. We have a former world champion defending his title against a younger up-and-comer that's like high 2000s, like close to 2100, and like serious knockout power. So that's going to be one of the main events and really awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, we'll be streaming that. And for anyone in Paris, I know Dina lives in Paris, so there might be some local fans can come out to that. We'll definitely put information out through Dina and through me if you want to come hang out.
Sounds good. Will it be live streamed somewhere?
Yeah, I'll be streaming, and then Sardosh is also one of the streamers and commentators in the event. Sardosh was supposed to compete in Mogul Chess Boxing Championship, but something happened to where he couldn't. So he's one of the biggest streamers in France. he has been training for chess boxing because of Ludwig, and he's going to be commentating in this event and then potentially competing in the next event in May.
And he is a PogChamps champion. So if you know what PogChamps is a chess.com event where a bunch of non-chess streamers get coached up by chess streamers, and then they play against each other. So Sardosh won that event a couple years ago at this point.
Exactly right. Yep. Good shout. So yeah, excited for someone like him to get in the ring too, and ideally in Paris, you know, like where he's from, like hometown crowd. And Ludwig did such an amazing thing for our sport by putting it on such a big stage, but having some carryover from bigger streamers, from chess.com, starting to pay attention to chess boxing is one of the intangible benefits that you know, the momentum from last month's event is going to perpetuate and carry over to helping the sport really grow, not just like a one-off. So.
Just really quickly, the DGP board has proven our initial move order a little bit wrong, so I just want to try to promote the same things. Can you promote to c4, d5? Can you right-click on d5 and hit promote? You're going to have to do it twice. Because if we promote the same line, then our classroom board will always be synced up. Otherwise, we'll see different things at the same time.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean. I see the same thing you see.
Do you see how there's like 1 e4 and then in parentheses 1 d4 knight f6?
I see 1 d4, then knight f6. Yeah.
And then it says 2 knight c3, and then in parentheses it says 2 c4 d5.
I see that. Yeah.
Okay, so click on the d5. Okay. And you gotta hit promote, and it's gonna promote it to one extra line like above, and then you gotta right click on it again to make it the main line. There you go. One more time.
Promote, and then click D5 again.
Yeah, and click promote again.
Did that do it?
I hope so. Hold on. Oops. Okay. Well. Okay. So C4. Okay, hold on. Do you see? Yeah. Okay. So she played E6 first. Do you see my E6?
Yes.
Okay. So now knight C3, bishop here.
Okay.
F3, like we did see that, and then I believe it was D5 takes. Here takes. Oop. Takes. And that is our current position still, right?
It looks right.
Okay. Sorry, just to get the right move order, and then
yeah, good call.
And then it does look like. Wait, chat, are you seeing?
We have a castle.
Right. We actually. I think Dina castled.
Yeah.
But it does look like there's an extra pawn here, so maybe c takes d5 wasn't played, and there's just a pawn hiding behind.
There is, yeah.
I
think I said that like
Oh, sorry.
They doubled up somehow, right?
Yeah.
So I think when bishop takes.
Well, no, I think we have to get rid of c takes d5 because that wasn't played. I thought that was a little bit weird.
Is there a pawn hiding behind the knight, maybe?
Yes, on e6, it has to be.
Okay. So we have trade.
Yeah. And then castles.
And now I think we're right.
Right, but
that sneaky pawn hiding behind the knight. That's
okay. Sorry about that, chat, but yeah, so what you're saying is true. Like the pawn structure is a little bit,
which is why Dina would have traded, right? She's trading a bishop for a knight. Generally, you want to work towards a bishop pair, but she's getting rid of her bishop in order to double up the pawns on the c file and turn one of them into a target.
Right, and
this one is a backwards pawn. There's no real way to protect it without like wasting a bishop.
Right, but at the same time, like black doesn't have a dark court bishop, so it's a little bit harder to attack it on c3 at the moment, and we don't really have an open file. because if black had time to play c6 and then like c takes d5, c takes d5, okay, now there's an open file. It's a much weaker pawn. But right now there's no real way to attack that pawn on c3. So if you ask Dina, she would say it's not a backwards pawn because there's no semi-open file to attack that pawn. So
interesting that she wouldn't call it a backwards pawn.
Right. Don't
just say that.
Don't get in trouble with
this
one.
Attack it.
There's been a lot of or not a lot, but there's been some commentators in the past that have gotten roasted quite hard by Dina for calling that a backwards pawn.
Good to know. Okay, I think I froze. One second, let me fix that.
I think you did.
We will put on my alternate cam if for some reason.
Also, I believe that Kilted was asking if you can buy the shirt that I have on. And yes, you can. There's a merch store. I just posted the link in Dina's channel. So if you want to get one of these shirts or one of my other designs, then feel free to go there and check it out. Oh, we got the big background now.
A little bit wider of a view here. Let me fix it.
Wait, we have two of you.
Yeah. So I have like a nice camera, but it like runs out of battery, I guess. I haven't plugged into my computer. I still haven't figured out like how to fix it.
So
I don't really know what's wrong with it. But,
is it like a what type of camera is it? Like a DSLR?
Yeah, it's a Sony A6500.
Okay. There might be an adapter where instead of using the battery, the battery is like a thing that plugs into the wall. So there should be an adapter that allows you to like charge it, like keep it charged instead of having to exchange batteries all the time.
I have it plugged into the computer.
No, like mine plugging into the computer is just so that the feed of the video can go to the computer, but then I also have it plugged in to the wall, like to the outlet.
Gotcha. So I have one outlet and it charges it and connects it to the computer.
Oh.
But maybe I need like a splitter so that I can have like a power source and connection to the computer. But I have it off now. It'll charge. Maybe I'll switch back over to the higher. Sounds
good. And chat is bringing in some very good insight here. So James has looked up Tim McEntee's USCF rating. So that's like the US Chess Federation. So even though his FIDE rating is 1990, his USCF is actually 2207, which means that he should be a national master. I mean, if he's not already, he's just eligible for national master and he hasn't like applied for the title or anything. But 2200 USCF is technically a master level player.
Gotcha.
What is Dina's USCF rating? Well, Dina's USCF rating is essentially her FIDE rating translated. So it is 2397. They didn't want to give her 2400, but it's 2397.
So close. Something to work for, right?
Right. Well, more importantly, she's going for that 2400 FIDE rating, which is all that she needs left to get the international master title.
Gotcha. So she doesn't have international master, but she has women's grandmaster.
Correct. So she's right below international master right now. Like she has all the norms. Like you only need 3 norms, but Dina being the overachiever that she is, she got 4 IM norms. So she doesn't need any more norms. She just needs to get the rating of 2400.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, I believe she'll have it in no time.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that she can play in US tournaments now.
Right, now that she has the visa.
So have we had any other moves? Did the camera move a little bit?
Maybe. Hold on. Okay, I think he played E3.
Yeah.
E3. Okay, so E3, and then it's not Dina's turn, so he must have made a move, which looks like
It looks
C5.
like C5. Yep.
Let's play C5. Wow.
And now he's thinking. So wow, we have a lot of action in the center here, right? We have potential trades.
Yeah.
And he's not going to do this, right? But if we were to trade here and this knight gets parked here, we're looking at those two now backwards pawns because we have an attack angle.
I think technically Dina says it's on a semi-open file, but yes, that I mean, like, because otherwise, if it's not a semi-open file, then she just calls it a weakness.
Okay.
But I mean,
well,
anyway,
we have two weaknesses then.
Exactly. Yeah. Because the bishop could technically defend both, but it's gonna interesting to see how they're gonna move forward with it. But to be honest, the most surprising move to me from white is this f3, like on move 4, like. Because f3, right? You always think, okay, the knight's going to be great there. And if not, then where's your bishop going if you ever bring the knight to e2? So you need your bishop out first. Well, you're kind of playing a game of chicken. Like is white going to play c takes d5, or is black going to play d takes c4? Obviously, black doesn't want to play d takes c4 because it helps develop the bishop. So, it's like, I don't quite understand f3. That's like not... something I'm particularly familiar with, but we'll see.
Yeah, if not f3, the square would be open for Dina to hop to. But
true.
it does stop his development. He can't put his knight there. He's got to bring it here, and then that makes it harder for this bishop to develop too. Right.
So every argument in chess comes with a concession, right? So it's yeah, it's always a trade-off.
Yeah, so what would be your target here? If you're playing black, if you're playing Dina's pieces, what would you be aiming for here?
Well, I mean,
what are some of your candidates?
C5 to strike in the center, which is exactly what she did. Isn't it white? Wait, did white move? White looks like they moved.
Should we zoom back in?
Yeah. What did
we brought the bishop out. Here.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, now that the bishop has moved, there's always this, it's not like completely winning or anything, but you could play d takes c4 now because you're basically winning a tempo back. Like white played 2 moves that they could have done in 1 move if d takes c4 was already played. So you could take it now, or you could keep this tension. And let's see what else. I mean, you could just simply develop your pieces, right? I mean, like black's queen side is largely undeveloped, so you'd either try to clarify in the center a little bit, or and win some tempo back, or you can just play like knight c6. Those would be my thoughts.
If I was playing blitz, I would be bringing this out. I would be pointing at this pawn. And I would start to put some tension on the king. Even if block here, you can't move this, so it couldn't challenge the queen. So it's aggressive. It's taking the queen out early. I get it, but I don't see an immediate response, and it puts the timer back on white to figure out what to do. Because right now you could take and be challenging the rook with check, so he's got to respond to it.
I would be a little careful with that. Wait, first, can you promote move 8 bishop d3 so we can have that there as well?
I think I did that.
Okay. Yeah, can you promote it to the main line? I'm gonna promote it.
Oh, I see.
Did it change? Okay.
Oh, so whenever I make a move, I have to click promote?
Whenever we make a move that's different from something else. Like, so if we like make a lot of moves and then something different is played, then we need to like re-promote like the actual line instead of our analysis line.
Understood. Okay.
But for example, really quickly, did Dina play a move? Yeah, she did. It's White's turn now. So what does she play?
It looks like the queen is moved. Queen's here.
Yeah. Yep. There we go. Okay. So Queen C7 is our main line. So if we go back, we'll make an analysis line, right? So just for example, on Queen A5, I would be worried about like Bishop D2, and then let's just say you just like lazily like develop this, right? Well, what about C takes D5? You take back, and then like two things are getting hit. Oh wait. Yeah, you always have to be worried about this discovery, although right now it doesn't work. But yeah, I guess like my question would be, are you really putting more pressure on the pawn, or are you setting yourself up for tactics later? That would be my concern.
Yeah, it's a good question. So in that position, if pawn pushes, what would be the move?
Right now, you could just go back.
It looks like black's a lot better. Well, it's getting a little bit more even.
Yeah. So I guess
that's after the move back, though. I think the move is to come back to C7. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean.
Anyway,
yeah,
we can go back to mainline.
Anyway, it would just be like a little bit of a worry on like discoveries. So maybe not in that specific position, but like with that already like set up, it's you know. This bishop's not really doesn't have that much promise right now in the position because it's blocked in by its own pieces, all over the place. So why give the bishop a purpose is kind of what I was thinking.
It's a good point.
Okay, so there is another move on the board, and it looks like C takes D5 was indeed played.
All right. So what we're assessing here is if pawn takes, knight takes. Do you see any other candidate moves here besides those two?
I mean, you could take C takes D4 first.
Challenging this pawn with check.
Yep.
I like that.
But then what you basically do is they would, I mean, almost certainly I would think take back with the Well, yeah, I would think they would want to take back, but then that leaves like an open C file to try and develop faster than your opponent and take advantage of. Yeah,
and if take here or if check here, the block and the protection pretty much solidifies that there's not much of a threat here.
Yeah, but I mean, you still take the pawn. Like okay, so like if they take.
I'm talking about if take back. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like if here and then you go for the check anyway.
Yeah.
You would hang the bishop on D3. So for example of this. You take the bishop.
Gotcha. Or get the rook. Yep.
If
block with queen.
Right.
That's the other one.
So yeah, so actually you can't take with the C pawn. So if D takes D4, then you kind of have to. What are you doing? You have to protect this. Apparently,
I think you have to come here immediately, right? Oh, it's developing the knight.
Well, yeah, and protecting this, but it's really awkward. I mean, I guess you still you traded pawns once, and you're gonna lose this one, and then it's still. Oof. I don't know. I mean, it does seem like a problem that White really needs to be careful solving.
It complicates the situation too. I'm excited to see what Dina calculates and decides to do.
Absolutely.
Because honestly, taking with the knight first and putting pressure on both of these might make the eventual take on the C file that much more dangerous.
True.
But then we would have to calculate if after knight takes, what happens here? That might just diffuse a lot of the pressure.
Yeah. Another thing to consider though is that if you do take with the E pawn, sure, we might end up with an isolated pawn, but we have open lines of attack and the king's in the center already anyway. So there's some thought to be given there.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that White went ahead and took on d5 before developing that knight or trying to get the king safer.
Right, let's just explode the center, but my king's in the center, and whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, why not? What could go wrong? Especially after against someone like Dina.
Right. I mean, that really was like in yesterday morning's game. Like White's position was rock solid, or seemingly rock solid, and then just one pawn push was just like way too much for them to handle. Like they pushed a pawn that they shouldn't have, and Dina just dismantled everything. So yeah, be careful with your pawn moves.
We do have our move. It looks like C took d4.
Perfect. Dina is already looking to crush today.
Get him, Dina.
Right. That seems like a big hook to the temple right there.
I like the analogy. Here we go.
Cloud. Yes. Whoa! We just got a big raid.
What's up, Grandmaster Gary? Thanks for coming in with 176 new friends.
Welcome.
Appreciate you.
I'm KD Learns. This is Matt Thomas, aka Moving with Matt, and we are commentating for Dina's round 5 in the Charlotte Open. She is currently playing someone that is National Master level strength. They're 2200 in USCF rating, but they are 1990 FIDE. And I think that Dina has the reins in this game already, because after C takes d5, she found a little intermediate C takes d4, and now it's just a big question of what is White gonna do to hold these pawns. And yeah, we'll have to see. The king is
joined at a good time. It's spicing up. White is pouring over the board right now, trying to figure out how to respond to all this action in the middle, especially with his king still stuck in the middle. So Dina's looking at probably going at least a pawn up here. Even if White plays this well, I don't see White getting away with an even position after this.
Mm-hmm. Do GMs have chess as a full-time job?
Not all of them.
Or Grandmaster Gowry could enlighten us, but I would think at least with coaching, that would be a huge supplement to their income. Just because, I mean, there's only like 3,500 Grandmasters in the entire world, which 3,000 might sound like a lot, but when you're talking about 3,000 in the entire world, it's not that many.
100%. And if you're talking about just competing in chess as a full-time job, it's very unlikely that all GMs just compete for their income. I mean, they might be streaming, they might be coaching, other jobs to supplement income. I think they're very chess is very top heavy when it comes to income. It's the top, small percentage of chess players that make most of the income.
Mm-hmm. Magnus gets 100K just for showing up. Yeah, that's probably true. But Magnus is Magnus, and yeah, I mean, even Nepo and Ding Liren are having a hard time, like with FIDE, trying to get FIDE to like set a time and not a time. They're having a hard time like getting someone to host the freaking World Chess Championship. Like it's less than it's like 80 days away, and they don't have like sponsors and location, right? Yeah,
crazy. I mean, I can't believe how that's possible. I gotta imagine that the offer to host the chess championship is there's some sort of cost involved, so they're having a tough time making the sale to an economic development committee or some sort of group that makes those types of decisions to bring like the Super Bowl to Atlanta or the World Cup games to London or whatever, the equivalent in chess. That maybe they're just having a tough time selling it.
Yeah, I mean,
I know a lot of people would like to host it. It's just what exactly does that involve?
Right. That's true. I mean, that's partly, I think maybe the onus of getting the sponsors might fall on the host city or country. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I feel like if you have a Chinese player playing for the World Chess Championship title, I like, why wouldn't China be, really trying to get that host responsibility? But who knows?
Very true.
Anyway,
very, very true. Okay, so our white opponent here is still studying this position. It looks like he moved. It doesn't look like he's like super dialed into the board anymore.
Oh, so he played knight e2, which is like the only way.
Yeah, he's developing the knight. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's the only way to hold this all together for a little bit longer. But I mean, I'm like confused. Like d takes c3 and what's going on, right?
Yeah, it's really tough to. I mean, I guess you develop the queen.
Well, so it's black's turn, right? D takes c3 and
right, and then I'm talking about queen c2.
Oh. Yeah.
But then you just retake on d5 and you're up a pawn, right? I think it's really tough for white to keep an equal position here. I think he's just maybe cutting his losses at this point and trying to castle.
Right, and then just trying to hold a position down a pawn.
Yep.
Also, can we both promote knight e2?
Sure. A little promote action there. We got it.
Perfect. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty straightforward d takes c3 and figure out what white does.
Black still in a stronger position. Engine has a little bit of favor towards black. The engine's saying it's still pretty even though.
Pretty even with perfect play, but if I think
right, yeah, we can't assume that.
Yeah,
Dina's back, getting the study on, seeing how she wants to cut our friend Tim wide open.
I love it.
So KD, would you ever try chess box?
I mean, okay. This is an interesting question because personally, I would not want to get punched in the face, but if it was an opportunity, like sparring, sure, like we're not like going 100%, sure, but yeah, if it was an opportunity like Ludwig Mogul chess boxing, I would think I would just have to do it. There's no way I could say no. In fact, I did DM Ludwig as like a shot in the dark before Dina was like, hey, like come be in my corner and stuff. I did DM Ludwig and just put a dart out there, just Hail Mary, and like, hey, if you need like any last minute fill-ins, like I'm your guy. And like, Ludwig loves like a story. His whole content is like story time. So I structured my DM like a story, like something he could sell, and yeah, no response.
Got it. Hey, that's how I got involved with the event too. I sent a cold DM
right
out of nowhere after meeting Dina in Paris, and yeah, I just said, hey, I love what you're doing. I appreciate you for putting our sport on the map, and I'm here to help however I can. You say jump, I'll say how high.
I think your resume speaks for itself a little bit more than mine does.
I think the chess boxing related resume probably helps. Yeah.
Right.
And I had done my homework. I looked up who was in the event. I read all the media for the event and looked at the comment sections, and there's a lot of negative feedback about females not being on the card. And so one of my leads, the first time I had a call with Ludwig, was saying that I had Dina ready to be matched.
There you go.
And that provided a lot of value to the event. As we saw, we got fight of the night, and most of the media, I think, coming from after the event was around Andrea and Dina's match. So yeah, it's huge what they were able to pull off together. Dina and Andrea have become awesome friends too. It's so cool seeing her stream for a month from Botez Live.
Right. Like,
I love that.
It's funny because she didn't know if she was gonna be able to like, you know, hang out with him afterwards or not, because obviously they weren't like trying to be all that friendly beforehand.
Right.
And well, okay, correction. Brandome, Dina's coach, disallowed Dina from being all that friendly beforehand, because I think if it was up to Dina, she would have just been like chatting like they were friends, because they were friends before this. And then
behind the scenes they were.
You're right.
Yeah, there are multiple conversations.
Yeah.
And co-streams, you know, where they would do the trash talking, but like setting those up, it's not like they're like, hey, screw you, let's stream together. You know, they're you know, they're friends.
But
and really everyone in the event, I don't think there's any actual bad blood.
No. Even Spud and Toussaint, like the two Smash boxing players, they were like, well, we're gonna be like still best buds like after this, so it's not like it's not gonna change anything. So, but then obviously I think Toussaint kind of came out on top with no troubles. So
and the other Smash boxing event, they had been friends for like 5+ years, and had like a rivalry in Smash, and said, and same with a lot of the matchups, they knew each other well, like Point Crow and Toast. Had been friends, and Toast was actually one of the motivations for Point Crow to become a streamer. You know, there's a lot of cool story. Like you said, Ludwig loves his story arcs. So there are a lot of cool stories that came out of that event.
Okay. Oh, Nero is asking if you also worked with Amon during his training.
I did, yeah. We had a co-stream, and Amon's actually who leaned most into coaching with me. He would send me sparring footage, shadow boxing footage. We had a couple calls behind the scenes that were helping him, I guess, direct his strategy for chess boxing specifically, not just you know, boxing. Which there is a difference in how you advise someone based off of their ELO, their chess style, their boxing style. So it really didn't come too much into play because he made quick work of Lawrence. But yeah, it was clear how seriously he was taking it, not just, you know, doing it for the views or whatever. He really wanted to learn chess boxing and challenge himself and improve. And Amon, coming out of the event, Amon is one of the people I'm closest with from in terms of participants. We still exchange messages, and I pop into his stream all the time and say what's up.
Yeah, I mean, I met him a few times that weekend. Like, he seems like insanely chill, just
which is atypical for Canadians. They're all so mean, and then Amon, you know, I'm just kidding. There's such a kind culture, and yeah, Amon is one of them. But behind he definitely has that fighter inside of him. Behind the scenes, there's a little chip on that shoulder.
Oh, absolutely.
It's cool to see.
Okay, wait. So the pawn is still on d5. Sorry, I think there were a couple moves. So the pawn's still on d5. But these pawns have been exchanged. But I'm wondering how. Because I think the king's still here. I believe these pieces are still here. The knight's still on e2. So how did or is that black pawn?
So no, it looks like the bishop developed before the pawn took. Because it looks like the bishop.
No, I see some black behind that bishop, so I think the pawn is on c3 and it's white's turn right now.
You're right.
Chat, would you agree?
Yeah, that's correct.
It's see, 3D board vision is so much harder than looking at a chessboard online.
Well, yeah, because that pawn is still hiding behind the knight.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking.
And kind of behind the bishop too.
Yeah.
But you did catch a little bit of black behind there. So I want to respond to Ace's comment saying that Ludwig lost $200,000 on the event. Okay. Ace, okay, so maybe on the P&L for the event specifically, they could write in a $200,000 loss,
exposing.
But how do you really count that event as a loss? If he has gone up hundreds of thousands, is that right? he's gone up tens of thousands of followers and subscribers since the event. He sold tons of merch, which they count as part of the merch P&L, not the the event specific P&L. So if you're saying you lost $200,000 on the event, but you made $500,000 on merch in Q4, like, yeah, it's I think you win like PR points saying that I lost money to put on a great show for everyone, when on the back end, the lifetime value of another 100,000 followers is way more than $200,000 today. He's going to make way more money off of ad revenue, donations, subscriptions, merch off of those subscribers. So yeah, I think a lot of streamers end up doing that, and it's just like a nice thing to say that makes you look a little better. But in reality, it's an investment in the longevity of your other your future streams, your other business endeavors. How many of those 100,000 people are going to buy bidets or merch?
Right. Right.
So
no, I
yeah,
love that.
Lost $200,000. Got it.
Right. Like, how many of those new viewers that never would have heard of Ludwig or ever watched a Ludwig video are now watching Mogul Mail like every time he comes out with something new?
Exactly right. Yep. Yeah, so maybe invest it $200,000 into the future of the streams, and that return on investment is going to be way more than $200,000.
Yeah, if not already recouped immediately.
Yeah, which probably right.
Okay, where is White thinking right now?
While we study this position, I'm going to grab a little water.
Sounds good. Take your time.
So I'll be right back.
Chat, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm still eating my breakfast, but unfortunately my breakfast was some milk and cereal, and I felt bad like eating it while talking with Matt, so it's turned really soggy, unfortunately. But does anyone have any questions? How's everyone doing today? Also, quick little check-in. Where's everyone watching from? I always love asking this because I almost never stream at like US evening times, so my audience is always from all over the place. I love that. And obviously Dina is
the
got an
original
international
black pepper
audience as
is
well.
the best. D.
Yes, exactly. Melee, thank you for the sub. 3-month gift to courtesy of Pepper. That's beautiful. Well, congratulations to Melee, and fantastic job by Pepper there. Denmark, Croatia, Sweden, Netherlands, Canada. Ooh, Pandora. Your people are just so mean, according to Matt. Just kidding. Estonia, another Croatia, India. Love it. Germany, Minnesota. That's my best attempt at a Minnesota accent. Another Germany, Chibaru, very nice. Austria, South Africa, London, very nice. Finland, US, Turkey, UK, DC, love it. West Coast Canada, very nice. Like Vancouver or like a different area. Boteslavia. Oh, Papa Botes into the chat.
What's up, Papa Botes? Miss you, man.
I asked everyone where they're watching from, and everyone lists their countries or their cities, and Papa Botes watching from Boteslavia.
In the house. Wow, Papa Botes has his own emotes, huh?
Right. Wait, but Papa Botes, how does it feel different in the house without Dina there? What's it like over there now? Do you feel like you just had another kid go off to college and
Yeah. Do you miss your third daughter?
Right.
Your adopted daughter?
Right. Oh, you left before Dina. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Well. Yeah, that's well, it's still parting ways with the third daughter. It's yeah. Actually, she's technically the eldest, right? Like she's older than Alex as well.
Yes. Yeah. Papa Botes, did you expect the kind of connection to form between your daughter and Dina post fight, and to be hosting her for a month? TDing a hybrid tournament in SF. Hybrid as in like chess and boxing? You a TD for chess boxing now?
Maybe hybrid, like online and OTB would be my guess.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm just.
We just want more chess boxing all over the world, you know? Bring it on.
But nice.
Papa Botes, how long are you there? I'll be there. I'll be in SF on Thursday.
Wow, that's awesome.
I am going to Genesis, which is a big fighting game competition and conference where Ludwig and the Mogul team will be. I'm leading 2 Fight and Flow workouts for all the attendees.
Awesome. Which, Matt, I meant to tell you, like, I feel like your Fight and Flow, if you made a YouTube, I think your YouTube channel is like all your Fight and Flow, like workouts and flows, right? Is that correct?
So I have like a personal YouTube that I put up like a talent show dance from like high school, and I revived it like the week after chess boxing, just because everyone told me, it was like, you're an idiot for not having a YouTube. So I was like, okay, all right, fine. But I already had a Fight and Flow YouTube set up and a Brawl for a Cause YouTube set up. So Brawl for a Cause is a charity boxing event I put on. That's similar to Mogul chess boxing, but instead of chess boxing, it's just regular boxing. It's first timers fighting for what they believe in. And then Fight and Flow is a fitness concept combining basic martial art movements with yoga. And I think KD's telling me that I should be more active on that account. Is that what you're saying?
I think that one could really take off, because like if you know like yoga with Adrian, that's the one that I'm most familiar with. But there's a ton of other like yoga channels that like people just watch a million times, right? Because they're like, oh, like I don't want to go to a yoga studio, right? Like I'll just do it on YouTube at home, or they supplement their like yoga studio with that at home on off days. So I feel like that would be awesome. Like I personally would probably be watching some of those videos and following along. So
yeah, well let's talk more about that. I know you help Dina a lot with her content. I'm sure there's some room for collaboration here. There is a free Fight and Flow foundational practice up on youtube.com/@Fight and Flow. If you want to try it, it's 45 minutes. It's like the basics. But it's good for flexibility, mobility, coordination, and balance is what it's focused on.
Well, I need all those skills for pickleball, so maybe I'll take a look at it today.
I forgot you're into pickleball. Hell yeah. I just had my first 3 lessons, and I fell in love with it. It's so fun.
Yeah. Pickleball is fantastic. And but Divina did ask about the chess, so maybe we take a quick break from this and we'll get back to the pickleball and chess boxing and Fight and Flow.
Fair enough.
But
let's zoom in on the board. Let's see
exactly.
what we have had a development.
I think White
looks like we have something on C5.
Yeah, no, I think White left the pawn there, but instead where did White move? And also, of course, shout out to Davina, because she is also one of the hosts for this tournament. She hosted on day 1 on Saturday. The queen.
The queen moved up to C5. The pawn push. Yeah. The pawn is on
D6, queen, C5, which by the way is the top engine move because Dina is Dina.
And let's go back. Let's analyze why not take the queen. Why not the pawn takes the queen. So like if let's go back.
Wait, but there's one more move. Can we find the one last move though? Because it was queen C2.
Okay, so quick aside. I think that's our current position, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if we go back here.
Yes.
So if queen takes, right? If we take here, let's give chat a second to find it. What is the tactic that White can do that is immediately winning? So we have 10 seconds. Don't answer, Katie.
I was gonna say, can I give a hint?
Let's just let him,
Okay.
let him check it out. I know my followers are like just getting started in chess, and doing like puzzles every day, daily puzzles. One of my mods, Chava, hit 1600 on puzzles last night. Congrats, dude.
Awesome.
So this is like a relatively like early to mid kind of tactic that is in a lot of those puzzles. So try to find it. Try not to look at chat because the answer's in chat now.
Yeah, just take a quick look and hopefully you discover
we'll give it another
something.
like 10 seconds.
Be an explorer, chat, and just make the discovery that no one else is willing to make.
Okay, we're almost there. So we're looking at this tension right here, right? Queen to queen. So how can white take advantage of that? And it looks like we had enough answers. Let's go ahead and do you want to explain it, Katie?
Sure. I was saying, so my brother gave me this like random prop as because he used it for his Halloween costume. But I was like, at some point maybe like a little, look for the tactic, discovery or whatever. But it's a discovery tactic where you see, like you said, the tension between the two queens. But the black
like the
queen,
telescope,
right? But the black queen is not defended, so the bishop, you always have to look for checks because checks are forcing moves. The king has to move, presume, or take with the knight. But either way you take back, your queen is hanging, and that is going to be catastrophic for black. So that is why black did not take the d6 pawn. But yeah, that's the trick that white had up their sleeve. Of course, Dina is much too strong, and instead she played queen c5 to get out of any of that nonsense. And
yep.
I was gonna say, of course, this pawn can never really push anyway because a bunch of pieces are blocking it, and even if this bishop were to move, one queen's not enough to support it going down to promote.
Yeah, so ideas here, a rook coming to the square, pointing down this open, soon to be open file, putting pressure on this pawn, potentially if the bishop's still there, pinning this bishop to the queen. These are some ideas that we're thinking about. But first we gotta protect our queen. So get it out of danger from the pawn. Oops. Hello. So queen to c5 was the play. And then white responds, getting the queen off of that file and stopping our pawn's advance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying R like we're Team Dina, which we certainly are. But
yeah.
And that's current, right? Have there been any other moves?
I think Dina did make a move, or maybe she's still thinking. Yeah, no, she made a move.
Looks like she's not dealing with this battery threat.
She played.
She is protecting it with her knight, but we do still have that check open. Now it's protected by the queen.
Right, but the queen, both queens are not seeing each other with any of those discoveries. So Dina played rook d8 to try and reclaim this pawn. But
there's that move. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Really uncommon to see, like this far into the game, two undeveloped minor pieces. But there's just been so much action in the middle of the board that the queens have been more active, and
mm-hmm.
These pawn exchanges and advancements have been crazy. This is a pretty fun game.
Yeah. I mean, I would think white would just castle, because if they try and win this pawn back, they're still going to lose a pawn and be down a pawn. So it would not be particularly ideal. But again, maybe they're just trying to salvage the position and hold at this point instead of playing for a win.
Huh. Okay, so if I was white, what would I be thinking about? Yeah, I would be thinking about the same thing if you're lighting that up. I want to get my king safe.
Yeah.
It's really hard to develop this, right?
Yep.
You're probably going to have to push a pawn and maybe line up this attack and defense of the pawn.
Seems to
But
be the best
that's
option.
2 moves. I think I get my king safe first.
Yeah. Yeah. In the meantime, while Dina's opponent is thinking, maybe we take a quick detour back to pickleball and chess boxing.
Yeah, pickleball. So when'd you get started with pickleball?
So I got started with pickleball like around the 4th of July or like just before that.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I came from a tennis background. I played tennis for like over, well, oh God, at this point, almost 2 decades of my life. So yeah, I've been playing tennis for a long time. Played college tennis, and it all that translated pretty well into pickleball. Of course, there's some pickleball specific skills and pickleball specific IQ, but definitely helped a lot. And yeah, like we met this person that plays like low level pro pickleball, and he like got us in with like the rest of the community in Cincinnati. And yeah, I have a couple of college tennis buddies that also play, and we just do way too much of it. So yeah, I think like our loose goal is to play in a pro tournament. I mean, who knows about results, but I think we can get there. Like we're working our way there slowly.
Super cool. I can't wait to play with you sometime. I fell in love with it. I'm a big ping pong player.
Nice.
And love the mentality that is in, not just ping pong, pickleball, tennis, but we were talking about this last night in my stream. The mindset for tennis translates so well to boxing and to chess. That one-on-one anticipation of your opponent's motives or intentions or actions, getting ahead of them, playing the mind games of getting them to think you're doing something, then doing something else. There's so much of that one-on-one competition and mindset that comes into play with all of these expressions, which I think is why so many chess players end up liking things like ping pong or Connect Four, these like one-on-one pattern recognition focused kind of competitions. And Feather Sword asked, Matt, I assume you've played ping pong with Dina. I have not played Dina in ping pong yet. But one of my good friends and co-founders of a chess company I'm involved with called Outpost Chess is Lena Milutinovic, who's also friends with Dina. And they had a really intense ping pong series that I think they streamed. They either streamed or did a video of it.
They definitely made a TikTok.
That was fun to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I could take. I'm pretty sure I could take Dina.
Same.
I play most. This is gonna be. Well, take it out however you want. But I play most people left-handed first, and generally I'll do pretty well left-handed. And if they beat me left-handed, then I switch hands.
Nice.
But I liked when I was recovering from that shoulder surgery that helped me find chess boxing. I didn't want to stop playing ping pong, so I just taught myself how to play left-handed.
Very nice. Well, yeah, I think I wanted to find a ping pong table in LA because I knew Dina played ping pong, but yeah, I think maybe she was a little too scared.
Ooh. So you got skills too. Yeah, a lot of tennis
translates to
a lot of translatable skills.
But yeah, anyway, I'll help you with the pickleball, you help me with the chess boxing, and I think that would be a lot of fun.
Sounds like a fair trade.
Yeah. You said you might do like a chess boxing weekend in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, we're looking at dates for that right now, but I already have my chess coach, who's international master Carlos Perdomo. He's head of Chess Atlanta, and he's going to be leading the chess workshop component in the chess boxing weekend. And then my boxing coach is Coach Xavier Biggs, whose little brother was the first Olympic gold medalist in the super heavyweight division, Tyrell Biggs. He fought Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis, some of the biggest names in like 80s and 90s heavyweights. Wow. And Xavier's been training me for 3 years, trained me for the world championship. So we have 2 really good like figureheads for each, and then I'll be leading chess boxing specific training, and we'll probably do an exhibition. So like we'll show some of the Team USA chess boxers, competing or sparring, and it'll be a fun weekend. We'll get a hotel block so everyone that travels in can stay together and hang out and get to know each other, and then we'll have a lot of programming. It'll be an action-packed weekend with lots of chess when we're not boxing, and then some good food and good times after the training.
Well, count me in, because or if there's a spot open, count me in, because I would love to partake.
Yeah, dude, you're in. Let's do it. Atlanta's an easy airport to get into. It's pretty cheap, and I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Papa Botez is saying, let's agree to disagree on table tennis and racket sports and translatable skills. Yeah, it's not necessarily the physical component, Papa Botez. I don't think the wrist flick in ping pong is similar to pushing a pawn. It's more so the mindset, the one-on-one, trying to figure out your opponent, trying to anticipate what they're going to do, responding to that before they ever do it, getting ahead of it, faking like you're going to do something and then doing something else.
Misdirection, right?
Yeah, it's good call. So that's what we were talking about.
Well, yeah, because a lot of times, like pickleball, the hardest shots aren't like the ones you slam the hardest. It's the ones that are just most surprising, right? Like if your opponent doesn't expect it, it could be like the slowest shot ever, but it'll just go right by them because they're like, whoa, like I didn't think you were gonna hit there.
Yeah, agreed. And Papa Botez, yeah, we were talking generally about the mindset going into one-on-one sports. Yep, you nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah, badminton's so crazy to watch at a high level. It's
yes,
that's one of those ones where it's like, what is going on? Have we had more?
I think the queen took on c3.
Yeah, so looks like black's a little better here.
So why not just take and then take?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the move order. Unless there's something better that Dina's looking into. I mean, there might be an even more favorable.
Knowing Dina, the only thing I can think of is that she might not want to just get the queens off the board this early. Even if she's up a pawn, she might want to keep the queens on the board and also, in the meantime, have this nice big battery.
Yeah, and that also puts a lot of pressure on that bishop. You have to move the bishop. There's not another way to protect it. I guess maybe advancing the knight to f4 gets a little bit more protection on that bishop. But yeah, I think you're right. I think she's assessing whether taking on d6 with the queen is better than just trading the queens off the board.
Right. Well, I mean, I think there's no wrong answer here. It's just like, if you take the queen, maybe there's a better chance your opponent holds an endgame down one pawn. If you take on d6 with the queen, then you're saying, okay, let's keep the queens on the board and have more opportunity to outclass you. That's kind of their approach there. Yeah,
Papa Botez is saying that she'll go into a pawn up endgame and win because of her endgame skills. Yeah, I'd expect that. I think she doesn't want to risk getting close to a draw again, though. I think she needs a win after her last game's this tournament, so I think she's looking for what could give her even more of an advantage than a pawn.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Dina's, especially as the higher rated player, probably going to be much more comfortable in the end game to convert.
True. What do you say? Do you want to do a little quick little stretch here? We've been streaming for about an hour and a half now. I like to take breaks every hour and a half or so.
Yeah, that works.
Cool. If you want to scoop back a little bit, I can lead you through a little something. Feel free to join. I know my movers over at Moving with Matt are dialed up and ready for this too.
All right.
But
I really thought you meant like just get up and like walk around, but I'm ready. I'm ready.
No. So this is a death stretch specifically for chess players. So so the thinking here is like, if you're spending a long time studying or what, you can say seated. Yeah, it's a seated death stretch. Yeah, we're all good, dude. Okay. So if you're spending a long time, studying, playing games, generally you're sitting kind of hunched over. You're gonna have a rounded spine. You're gonna have a craned neck. You're gonna be building up tension at the base of the neck. You're probably gonna be getting stiff in your upper body joints, the shoulders, elbows, and wrists. So that's what we're gonna be focused on. And this will be a quick stretch to sort out all of that. So the first thing you can do is you can put your hands together, kind of like prayer hands. You can interlock your fingers so that your fingers come down. Your fingertips can dig into the meaty parts in between your finger bones. Dig in there a little bit. Massage your hands, get blood flow to the hands. And then you start to flex and counter flex your wrists. So what I mean by that is you're moving your wrist to about a 90-degree angle side to side. We're breaking up any kind of buildup of tension there. And then we can start to rotate the wrists. So instead of flexion and counter flexion, we're getting rotation in the wrist joint. You can face the back of your hand towards your face, then towards me. And then now we're going to start to flex, counter flex, and rotate. So you're doing both of those motions at the same time. There you go. Good job, KJ. You do this for tennis?
Something similar, but not this exact movement.
Yeah. So we're loosening it up. We'll do this for another 5, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now you can press the palms towards the screen, and then use your eyes to follow your hands all the way up above your head. Now you might feel a few cracks or a spine adjustment here. This is because now your chest is coming forward. Your back is arching instead of rounding, especially as your eyes follow up your hands. You're also getting a counter bend in your neck. So instead of craning it, you're arching it. From here, you can exhale over to the left side, stretch your right side body. Take a big breath here. You can inhale back up to the center, and then exhale over to the right side, stretch your left side body. You can inhale back up to the center. You're going to unlock your hands and bring your arms to like a field goal position, or in yoga, they call this cactus. In fight and flow, we call this double block. So with your elbows bent, try to squeeze your shoulder blades together so that your shoulders are trying to touch each other behind your back. This is going to open your chest more. It's going to arch your spine even more. You can let your head drop all the way back. Chin rises up towards the ceiling. You can rock your head side to side, loosen up the neck, stretch out the front of the throat. We'll do this for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Another big inhale. Reach your hands up over your head one more time. Rotate your wrists a few times, and then let your hands come back to your lap. You can take a deep breath, and that'll do it. Nice and quick. And if you check in with yourself, you might feel a little bit better blood flow. You might feel a little bit more oxygen in your bloodstream, in your brain. Palms asking, just tuned in, what is happening? We just took a little stretch break because they were taking their time assessing the position. Dina is the black pieces. Her opponent, Tim, is the white pieces. We just wanted to take care of ourselves, focus on our health and wellness while we were assessing the position and commentating.
I mean, I love that. That was fantastic. I actually really did need that, especially like for my neck. I feel like, yeah, there is a lot of this all day long. So I'm like, oh God, like just getting a little neck stretch was really helpful there.
It's so simple to do. And most of the time, all you need is a prompt to do it. Everyone knows they should be doing it, but very few people actually take breaks, actually, rotate their joints, stretch out their muscles, take deep breaths. So just a few reminders to do it is a good thing. And if you come over, hang out at Moving with Matt on Twitch, we take lots of breaks in between our chess and our variety gaming and all kinds of stuff.
Exactly. And I'm gonna just reroute my desk for a second, just so
Get it, dude. Wow, you shrunk.
I know, yeah. I know.
I'm just kidding. You're doing a standing desk. I love it.
Yeah. Well,
it's awesome, man. Good
Well,
call.
you telling me to stretch reminded me that like, oh, I can actually like stand and do this, so I'm gonna do that for a little while.
I love it. Sweet. Okay, let's zoom in on the board, see if there's been a move. I don't think there has been.
I think she's still deciding the difference between the two variations.
Actually, I don't see the queen anymore. Oh no, the queen's still there. Okay.
No, whoa, wait. She did take back on d6.
Yeah, and then it looks like the bishop has retreated.
Right.
It looks like the bishop came back here.
Correct. It is behind the queen. Okay. So she wants to keep this a little bit more complicated. Although I mean the bishops are doing a good job defending all these squares around the king, so I feel like
yeah, so I think White's setting up to castle in the next move. White's doing a pretty good job at defending this open file on White's side of the board. So, the pawn and the queen taking care of this first square, and then the bishop's taking care of the back three.
Right.
I think we could see something like an outpost for the knight in the center of the board. I think that'd be a pretty good square. Danger of being pushed, but advancing that knight up is probably in the future. I think we'll see a castle here soon, if not next move, certainly within the next few.
Matt,
go ahead.
Not to I wouldn't correct you unless but the fact that your friend Lena is the founder of Outpost Chess, I just want to make sure you have the term correct, because the knight on d4, it's not technically an outpost, because an outpost, yes, it's like a great square where like the knight can sit, but an outpost is a square that the piece can only be removed from that square from a piece of equal value or greater value. And since the pawn is of lesser value than the knight, that's not technically an outpost.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was taught an outpost is any time a pawn protects a power piece.
Right.
So I guess the difference is it can be pushed off in our definitions, but
right. So like a knight trying to remove it from the outpost, that's still an outpost square. But if this pawn was already on like e4, for example, then that is a perfect outpost square for the knight. If this pawn was over here.
Gotcha. So I think we're talking about like a uncontested, outpost square for the knight. I was just referring to the piece formation of a pawn protecting a power piece.
I mean, it's still a good square for the knight. But I mean, it just kind of wonders like, how's Dina gonna develop though? Because I mean, like you're saying, like White probably is gonna try and castle as soon as possible here, but can Dina do anything to kind of offset some of the?
Yeah, I'd really like to see the bishop and the knight get developed, and I think the bishop probably needs to come out first here. I think I think either of these two squares are pretty good. I like b5 because we're gonna be pinning this knight to the future rook. But I do think this development piece, this development move, would be a good idea. I guess there's a chance that we get into what looks like a fianchetto kind of territory if the bishop goes the other way. Black's biggest problem will be white bishop at b2.
On this diagonal, and trying to remove the knight somehow.
Yeah, I mean the nice thing that White has done is he's taken care of this really advanced pawn, so that now the black bishop can actually develop too. So we might see a development move before a castle, even.
Potentially, yeah.
Because if the bishop does come to b2, like the commenter said, we are facing down at a mate in 1 if this knight moves. So pushing, trying to or more likely pushing and trying to get this knight away. In lower level chess, you'd see a battery checkmate like that a lot,
especially in like blitz or something.
Yeah, exactly. I love setting those up. Lots of fun. It's a good knockout punch.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
I'm trying to figure out, like, because I guess if you play knight c6, then the bishop's kind of blocked in.
Oh,
The knight needs to
we can do that.
move. Oh, knight needs
Sorry, go
to
ahead.
move before the bishop can come out, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think the bishop is the harder one to develop here. I think the knight, the knight is 3 squares it can hop to right now. 2 good ones, but the bishop really only has 1 move, and either the knight moves blocks that bishop one. So I think order of operations, unless there's a specific reason, take the knight out first. I think the bishop needs to come out first.
Well, it looks like bishop d2 and bishop bishop d7 and bishop b2 or have been played.
There we go. So now I really like bishop d5. It keeps the king from castling, because then it would leave the knight hanging. And also the open file just got closed off by the white developing its bishop on b2, so it can't immediately get bounced by this rook taking the b file. It can't get bounced here, but then you retreat here. You're in pretty good shape still. Still looking at this knight.
The other question though is, excuse me. The other question is where do you put your knight when you do develop it? But one thing that I'm noticing is that, hey, the c file looks pretty nice. But the d file looks pretty nice too. So the rooks belong on open files. The d rook is already on a great file, kind of teaming up with his queen. So instead of blocking the c file, is there any merit to knight a6 and rook a to c8? I mean, I know knight on the rim is feeling dim, but
like the rhymes.
It's maybe there's some merit to this.
Yeah, if we were to calculate out and see if it does like win a piece, maybe. And long form chess, classical chess, you could definitely do that kind of math. Again, I'm so wired like blitz, which is like, put pressure on a piece that could get hung because they just got punched in the face.
Right.
So like when I assess this, it's like a no-brainer to move here. Because then you can always develop this after, and then come in for more attacks after that. So I would probably, this would probably be my move order.
Yeah.
Bishop to b5, bring the knight to d7, and then bring the rook over to c8.
Yeah. And I was thinking like, okay, so bishop b5, just an example. Like, oh, what about like rook d1? But honestly, it's probably not good for white, because if white's trading material down, that's not good to just go even more into the end game with down a pawn, right? So
sure.
But at the same time, like, yeah, I guess I'm wondering about a4 knocking the bishop away, and then takes away a square for this whole idea.
I think this is a good square, and it can always we can always push this b pawn and have escape squares for the bishop.
Yeah. Whoa! It's it's National Master Michael Takahashi in chat, who I actually met like IRL. But welcome. We he's asking, how did white end up down a pawn? It was because several moves ago, there's all this tension in the center, and white went for c takes d5, but Dina found a very challenging idea with c takes d4 first instead of recapturing the pawn on d5. And it was just a big question of like, okay, how do you take back without being exposed to checks with your king in the center still? So white had to find this idea knight e2, which is like the only thing that doesn't like just have a much worse position immediately. They gave up the pawn, and several moves later, we're still in this position.
I do think we're here and here, right?
Oh yeah. And then can we both promote bishop b2?
Yep. Got it.
Yep.
Is there a way for us to show Stockfish's analysis of the next moves here?
I think
Like,
we
what
could
would be
kind of
best?
just commentate on that if
Oh,
needed.
we just hover over it. Got it. Cool.
Oh, you mean oh, like to actually like make the moves and the Stockfish proposed lines?
Yeah, just like what it's recommending. I see where it is now.
I mean,
So
for example, chat, like the top engine move is Queen E7, but like I feel like that's not really a human move, or like what's the idea, right? Like, I have no idea. So, um, I didn't feel like that was like worth bringing up. I can't figure out the idea, and not sure. You know, it's kind of.
I think it's in anticipation of the move that you're talking about, which is, you know, it regardless, you're gonna have to bounce the queen. So in order to avoid that tempo loss.
But at the same time, the top 5 engine moves are all like between minus 0.8 and minus 1, so it's kind of it's easy to play right now for black.
Well, I have a -1. That's just developing the knight.
Oh, that's interesting. We might have different depth. Like mine's at depth 20. I'm using Stockfish 15.
I'm at Stockfish 11, and depth is also 20.
Yeah, I think 15 is the stronger engine.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, okay. So, what else is going on? How long did he take to play C takes D5? Not that long, because I think White's been pressing on the clock a little bit more. Like as you can see, okay, the DGT board is actually like 15 minutes behind because of anti-cheat measures, but Dina is, you know, got almost half of the time left that White does. So, you know, White's been playing a little bit fast and maybe to their own detriment.
Yeah.
Aha, look at this. Matt, look at this. Knight A6. Dina did
Look
play
at you. You
Knight
called
A6.
it.
Well, you know, Dina mentioned this when I was playing a Blitz game against her when she was playing against chat one day. And she was like, "Oh, like KD, you're playing well. Like don't tell me that you've just like picked all this up from editing my TikToks." But yeah, no, I think from watching her content, she talks about all this stuff, like especially when she was like teaching Andrea or giving me a lesson. Like
It's a great way to learn.
yeah, like there's stuff that she'll really rag on people for certain things, whether it's her opponent or Andrea or myself. So, but also like Rooks on open files is like a pretty standard one.
Yeah, nice. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anus 7980 says, why don't I get this option in chess.com analysis? Did I do something wrong? I have platinum. Stockfish 15 is not an option. I have diamond membership, and my default is Stockfish 11.
Oh, wait.
So I actually have the same question.
Wait a second. Wait, I have Stockfish 11. Why is this thing say Stockfish 15 though? Let me go to an empty analysis board really quickly because I'm pretty sure I can change that. Yeah, okay. So if you go to an analysis board, not classroom, your chess engine, you should be able to do. Oh, it's either 15 or 15. I have the one that's NNUE, whatever that stands for.
Okay.
So Stockfish 15 is faster. Stockfish 15 NNUE is stronger, but requires more RAM.
Gotcha. Cool.
Weird.
So you can have access to 15 through chess.com.
Yeah.
Just not in this current learning board thing.
Yeah. But I think my settings on the analysis board is changing my classroom. I don't know, but either way. But okay, the other thing to consider with Rook C8, Rook A to C8, is that it disrupts this powerful battery that you're talking about, because the queen has to move, right? If they move to D4, well, queens are going off the board, and or most likely, right? There's an option for the queens to come off the board, and White's simply just going to be down a pawn without queens on the board.
Yeah, queen's running out of good squares, right?
Exactly.
She's blocked from going back. You know, we have I guess really only two really safe squares for the queen.
Yeah.
And those might not even be fully safe.
I mean, I could see some sort of nonsense, like for example, if, well,
I mean, we have this knight. Can't move there.
right.
I really think it's only those two.
Yeah, but I think, okay, like if something really random, which, I mean, for example, like if they try to counteract this way, here, if you do play queen b3, I think bishop a4 is like, is this too tricky where I try and go here? Maybe that's not good, actually. I think that might be too fancy. Stockfish would blow that up. No, you just take. I guess you're okay. I thought I was gonna be able to.
Yeah,
because yeah, you just okay. All right, ignore me.
No, it's good to experiment with those things. I'm sure people were also thinking about that. Okay, Michael says that he talked to Dina's opponent before. He doesn't get into time trouble because he doesn't delve into deep lines of calculation. These situations instantly place c takes d5, where that mentally gets burned. Interesting. Yeah. There are advantages and disadvantages to not doing those deep lines of communication, right? You might have more mental endurance, but you also might miss potentially winning or potentially losing moves. So everything's a trade-off. Everything in chess and everything in life is a trade-off.
Yeah, and that's where like the most experienced players are the ones that are gonna know when to flip the switch, right? In certain times, it's just gonna be okay. Like this is just, you know, there's no calculation needed. We're just gonna improve pieces. But when there is tension, like there were with all the pawns in the center, like okay, there's need for calculation. Okay, like now I'll use the extra time versus, you know, just always, you know, having a set rule one way or the other. Because that's also the beauty of chess, is that there's a million rules you have to know. Oh, rooks belong on open files. Oh, like control the center. Oh, whatever this or that. Like nine of the rim is dim, so don't put it there. But you have to know when to break the rules, right? They're guidelines. They're not, you know, things that you can never do or should always do. It's not binary where it's like the answer's always this or that.
Well said. Yep. Exceptions to every rule and situations will let you know when to do that. Just like the move that Katie found that Dina ended up using, bring that knight to the A file to open up for the rook to swing into play.
But it does look like White has played this. Also, Michael, are you in Charlotte right now? Looks like Rook D1 was played.
Okay.
Oh, you're not in Charlotte. Okay, nice.
So I think this is why Stockfish was saying that Queen to E7 move, right? I think she'll end up making that move.
Yeah.
So just getting ahead of seeing that threat and being able to do it before it comes. Because now, you know, that opens up the well, it could open up moves on the D file, or even up to E5 for the queen when Dina brings her rook to C8.
Sorry, it opens up what? Oh, like.
Yeah, so like right now the queen couldn't move here, right?
Right.
But after retreat, now this is a safer square if he didn't want to move over here.
You know,
because this move's coming, right? Like
yeah.
I don't see why Dina wouldn't develop her rook and take that open file.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is
but it does leave the bishop hanging.
Yeah, but so then the queen can go
this,
to D2 as well.
Yeah, but after bishop, you know, I don't think the queen moves to the d file because we have that discover pressure after the bishop moves, right?
True.
So here, if here or here, then we have a move like this.
No, but that's only after rook c8, right? So you, like they don't have to move the queen until. They don't have to move the queen until after rook c8.
Wait, is that the move? That's not what she did, right?
No, just rook d1. I was deleting it.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Okay. For example, here, can they castle? And then rook c8. Oh yeah, I see.
Really can't do that move because it leaves this hanging.
Oh, yeah,
I think you still need to come here.
Yeah, it's starting to get uncomfortable for.
Yeah, just less and less options. You know, that's what it's like going up against a women's grandmaster. That's what it's like going up against like a defensive specialist in boxing. You just like run out of options. It's not that you're getting slammed with knockout punches left and right. It's like you just can't accomplish anything.
Right, and I think maybe Queen C6 was played, which is kind of, to me, seems like an offer
offering a trade.
Yeah, an offer to just go down to an endgame and get grounded down to a losing position.
Yeah, and developing developing the knight onto a long diagonal. That's probably going to be pointing at where the king's going to castle. So yeah, I think a slight advantage in this trade. Okay. Stronger players make natural moves longer than weaker ones. So that's a very well constructed, simple thing to say.
Yeah,
it's very true.
Absolutely. Right. For example, when I watched the VOD back when I played Dina in a Blitz game, it was like, oh wow, like you're playing really well, and then like one move later, I take all that back. She was like, never mind.
And you blew it.
Right. But yeah, that is a very good point. Okay. So, Ellen Media says I make blunders more than any other type of move. That's unfortunate, but hey, there's an opportunity to grow there.
Keep practicing. Blunders happen.
But are we about to see a bunch of heavy pieces fly off the board here? Who knows? I mean, at the end of it, so for example, just takes. I mean, even rook takes. I mean, they can damage the pawn structure, but it's still extra pawn. And black has the 2-on-1, so like should inherently be an advantage there.
That's correct. But yeah, don't like double pawns, don't like knights on the edge, if not for a purpose. And it looks like that purpose is kind of gone now. At least if the queens are traded off the board. We can still get a little pressure on this bishop potentially, but if we retake with the bishop, we're going to be blocking that attack. So.
I don't know. I mean, at the same time, like, if our knight does go to c5, it's controlling a lot of these squares that light square bishop would want to go to. But you can also make the argument that the knight's also dominated. It's like who's dominating who?
Yeah. So I just hit 6,000 channel points in Dina's chat.
Very nice.
And it said force me to speak German. How many languages does Dina know? She's got German too. I know she has English, French, Russian, German.
Yeah.
I mean,
she says
there we go.
She knows 4. Yeah.
And chess. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
That's pretty funny.
Great. Chess is a universal language.
It is. So it's still white to move.
Hmm. So Michael, who by the way, right, is a national master, so a title chess player, was saying that they played in a online arena, FIDE online arena, and they were surprised at how much they were able to be like in the game or winning against other titled players, or presumably like even stronger titled players. So it's just like it's crazy that as you get better, like the amount of work to get the same elo increase is like just keeps growing and growing.
I think that extends to any mastery of any vertical, any
Yes.
expression.
Absolutely.
You know, the beginning part is the fun part because you're improving so rapidly, and making such big leaps and bounds as you learn new information and apply it. You're able to beat more and more people, and you know, I'd say generally, you know, there's going to be exceptions to this, but like the 1% to 80% proficiency is going to go way faster than the 80 to 90% proficiency.
100%.
And then, you know, that only continues as you get into the 90th percentiles, close to 100. It just takes so much more effort to get a much smaller improvement.
Yep. And it looks like some notes were written, so I believe a couple moves might have been made.
Let's check them out.
Looks like the queens are still on the board, so I think looks like the queen slid over to d3. Is that what you're seeing too? Queen d3 and then queen d3 seems a little odd.
It's cheeky because now it's, you know, the bishop can still move off the square to challenge the queen, but it's to a less favorable square, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has to go back to a starting position or over to e8.
Well, you can't go to c8 because then you just lose immediately.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, that's right. Good
okay.
call.
But okay, but the thing is, like, okay, you move your queen to d3. Okay, well, queens are good targets, right? Because they're the most powerful piece, so they're good targets because you can develop pieces with tempo. So what's wrong with knight c5? Or like you were saying, bishop e8. I mean, it's all bishop e8 offers like an imbalance where you trade the queen for 2 rooks, and all this is like, do you really want to allow a rook into the 8th rank, castle, and get this over here? I don't know.
You can immediately bounce it though, right? Then it's got to retreat.
True.
Yeah, it depends on if.
No, whoa, you gotta be careful there, because just for example here, if takes. Okay, this I think you can throw an interim bishop takes f6. You can't take the rook, so then this, and you lose your piece.
That's a good tactic, Katie. Look at you.
So but it is actually really bad for white apparently if queen takes, because rook takes d8. Oh, you hang the bishop and everything's still hanging. Wait, so
yeah,
this is quite crazy. If you take the bishop and you take the knight still, try and remove this defender and back rank checkmate, you have to take. You still lose this, but when you come out of here, I mean, you can't even castle. White still can't even castle because they hang the knight, and
still stuck.
Yeah,
that's a cool line.
So basically, white would be playing down a rook with a king out in the open, and yeah, just one rook trying to solo a queen and a knight, because even this knight is like helping defend a skewer. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think the white's rook's move is forced here. So after here, I think you have to move here, right? Otherwise, the check wins the rook.
Yeah. Yeah. So the knight's not even protecting the skewer, but the knight is like you can't get your king to safety because your knight's hanging if you castle. Or you could try to play like king f2. Okay. So
Yeah,
that
but either way, queen. Yeah,
yeah.
white's not castling.
Right. Well. So that's why yeah, bishop e8 does work. That definitely works. Because the threat of like having the rook on the back rank is not actually a thing. You forget about, or I forgot about the bishop on c2, and that would not be ideal.
Now here's an interesting, your tactic here, taking this knight.
Mm-hmm.
Look what it's setting up.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we have this battery on the back side where there's a lot of kingside pressure for white. I'd say there are a lot of disadvantages for white in terms of king safety and just general setup, but this king pressure is really intense.
So maybe bishop e8 is a way to like not allow this interim, because obviously then queen's lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe bishop e8 is like a nice way to like force something different to completely disallow that tactic, which is a nice find. But I guess like knight c5 does the same thing, right? Because knight c5, if you take, then we just take your queen with check. It's even worse.
Yep. Yeah, I really like knight c5. I think that's what she's going to end up doing.
Actually, she went with your idea. Your first idea, she went with bishop e8 from what it looks like.
All right, so it looks like she did the same calculation we did.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm glad the bot that we have installed in Dina has notified her of the winning combination here. Just kidding.
It's called Dina Fish.
Yeah, there are no Dina Fish bots. I don't know why she would take any advice from Katie nor I. Maybe that's why she picked us as commentators.
Right.
No chance of her cheating off us.
Right. Oh man. But who gifted Streamlabs a sub, because I might have missed it, but thank you to whoever gifted Streamlabs a sub, because yesterday they weren't a sub, but now Stream Elements is a sub. So like when you do the Dina Fish command, like you get the full thing.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I saw someone gifted Nightbot a sub for the first time in my stream too.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why would you ever gift a bot a stream? But they're like real benefits to that. So
yeah,
I'm still learning all this stuff. I've only been streaming a month and a half, and it's a whole new world. I love it.
What's your streaming elo?
It's a good question. How do I calculate that?
It's by feel.
By feel, intuitively.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, how on chess.com when you create an account you're at 1200, mm-hmm. like right off the cuff. I think I got 1200 in like a huge head start from Ludwig, and then I got back down to where I should be, which is more like maybe like a 700-800 level streamer.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the fun part. This is when I get to improve really fast. It's every day it feels like the stream improves. So it's cool building this thing together. And you've been a big help with that, just watching your streams and talking to you, and Dina's been a help, and all the people I've co-streamed with and collaborated with, and even my viewers, the movers, they know more about Twitch than I do. So they've been huge helps in like setting up Discord and alerts and all that kind of stuff, templates.
Well, glad I could be a part of your journey in any way, shape, or form.
Thanks, dude.
Really quickly, could we actually both promote move 17 bishop e8? Can we promote that? I think we're gonna have to promote it like 3 times.
Okay.
Let me know when you're done, and then I'll do it.
I'm done.
Okay. Now I need to find it because I don't even know where.
It was highlighted for me.
Yeah. So when you promote it, it changes it for me. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah. Also, speaking of streaming with others, are we gonna do a chess calisthenics stream at some point?
Let's do it, dude. Yeah, anytime. That'd be fun.
All right. I'll check the calendars after this.
Love to see it. Yeah, I'm doing one with Jules Gambit coming up.
Nice.
Who I knew Dina just collaborated with too.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, doing stuff with chess.com coming up too. Can't announce it quite yet.
Right.
But we'll be doing more chess fit stuff. So maybe we can set it up for when that stuff starts up.
Sure.
Be more eyeballs on it.
Yeah. That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you spent quite a lot of time with Danny, right?
Yeah, going out to Salt Lake City to visit him after chess boxing in Paris too. So
Wow.
gonna visit Chess HQ, gonna get a little workout in with Danny. We might film a sequel to our Rocky montage. We did it on the
Yes.
beach during chess boxing. We might be doing the snowy mountains like Rocky 4 in Russia
Love
this
it.
time. So
Love
yeah, Danny's a funny dude. And we bonded because we got stuck in LA traffic together. We spent 2 hours in traffic, like having never met before. It was just like, okay, so like, do you want to start with your life story or should I start with mine? Like, what are we doing here?
Right.
And he's got a crazy life story, man. He's writing a book about it right now. So I think he kind of used me as a guinea pig in practice because he
Nice.
just started talking about his life story, which is his story to tell, but like
Right.
absolutely wild.
You
How
can't
he came
spoil
to
the
be where
book.
he is. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Definitely buy Danny's book when it comes out. It'll be worth it.
Sounds good. Can't wait. Yeah. No. He seemed like a super genuine and nice guy. Like I enjoyed talking to him in the lobby of the hotel.
He's funny, man. Yeah, he's obviously great at chess, but he's got like a charisma and like communication style and eye for content and stuff that I think has really helped chess.com in ways that when they started the company they probably didn't know of or foresee. But just the way that the world has evolved, I think he's become more and more important in their eyes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But they're a good team. Eric and Danny, the two co-founders of chess.com. They're a really good yin and yang. And I love their dynamic. They work out together every morning.
No way.
Off work hours, they do CrossFit together every single morning, 5 days a week.
I didn't know that they were that close to each other.
Isn't that cool?
That's
it's like
really cool.
To live in the same city, which they didn't always. Before, Danny was in Phoenix and Eric was in San Francisco. But during COVID, they moved to the same city, really close to each other, and they go to the same CrossFit gym. Oh, did we get all the trades?
We did. This is crushing now. As long as Dina can find the right continuation here.
Yep.
Hold on. Just to figure out what the other move was. Oh, it is White's turn. Okay. Okay. But yeah, so they moved to
I know that guy. Hold on. In the background is Carter. He comes to my chess club on Monday nights. He's from Atlanta.
No way. Wait,
Shout out to Carter Peatman.
Wait, the one walking around or the one at the board?
No, the hoodie. That was just the guy in the hoodie. He's now looking to the right,
Nice.
like at the other game.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just turned and looked at Dina's game for a bit.
Awesome. That's
and now
so
he just
cool.
sat down. I guess he's playing back there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Yeah. Someone
Chess world
clipped
is
that.
small.
Yeah. Someone clipped that for Matt.
Yeah, I'll send it to Petey.
Yeah. But yeah,
we had to stop letting Petey play in our weekly chess tournaments because he won like 8 weeks in a row or something. So we're like, dude, you gotta let other people play.
No way.
And we did the same thing with Deepak, who I'm training for chess boxing. Shout out to Deepak Aaron too. Deepak can't play in our weekly chess tournaments either.
What's their elo?
They're both over 2,000. I think Deepak's probably around 24-ish.
Nice.
And he just tied Aman from Chess Pro in a tournament in Charlotte. And then Petey's not as strong as Deepak, but still pretty strong. He's probably like 22, 23.
Very
maybe.
nice.
But Deepak's on track to be GM. He'll probably get it in the next like 2 years.
Awesome.
And he does a form of martial arts every day, whether that's training for boxing with me at or one of the boxing coaches at X3, or doing jujitsu, which he's also fallen in love with. I'm trying to get him to favor striking though, because once you do too much grappling, you're less effective as a striker.
Well, yeah, I'm excited to see what all the chess boxing side of things looks like.
Yeah, me too, man. It's already grown a lot since a month ago.
Right.
Like my DMs are flooded, and a lot of people come over and hang out in the movers chat on Twitch and ask a bunch of chess boxing questions, which I love. But I think it'll only continue to grow after like the follow-up events, like these ones in Paris. There's going to be ones in London coming up. We'll probably have another in Helsinki this year. So if you're in Europe, you got good access to chess boxing. All right, you called it. This line that KD calculated is playing out now.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. I mean, Dina's got this one pretty much in the bag, and we all have faith she'll secure this win. Where did she slightly deviate? Oh no, this is what we did calculate. I was showing it another way.
Yeah, we did.
Can we both promote G takes F6?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wait, what the? I promoted the wrong one. Sorry.
Okay. This mic has an easy mute button right on top, so whenever I feel the sneeze coming, it's like muscle memory now.
Right.
It's like on my way to cover my mouth. Boom, mute.
Nice.
I sneezed into the mic too many times. I had to learn that lesson.
I have a incredibly loud sneeze that will sometimes scare my girlfriend. So yeah, it would be catastrophic. I always try and like go the other way, or like, but like treat the mic like it's another person, and just like it is chat. I'm talking to chat here. Like, don't want to sneeze in there right into them. Hopefully.
100%. Yeah, I agree. I sneeze very loud, very violently. I think we share that trait.
I will say, you know what? I think you and I have treated chat quite kindly in terms of headphone users or earbud users, because the other person that's on stream a lot, sometimes she's exploding ears and bleeding ears for everyone involved. So. Uh-oh.
Little call out here. Putting someone on blast.
I don't think chat would disagree, but
okay. That's funny.
Anyway,
we're looking out for your ears, team.
Exactly.
Okay, what else do we got here? So this is where we really want to assess the two moves for white. Either rook to f1 or king to f2. I don't think there's another good candidate move. Do you see one, Katie?
I mean, the only other thing is if you're worried about getting skewered, you could technically play rook d8 and block that way, but even that looks pretty miserable to me.
Yeah, and I would probably lean towards this king move.
Yeah.
I even though you pin your own knight to the king, knight's not doing too much. I mean, you would like to start developing it, but moving the rook here, it clogs everything up. You still have the check. Actually, you still get the rook. Yeah, that's not a good move. rook to f1 is not a good move.
Wait.
So if this,
Whoa.
That.
Do we have something different promoted right now? Yeah, I think I have something different promoted somehow. Changed for me. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm just where the game currently is.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Sorry.
I think is this, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So if rook f1, and we still get this check, this is a terrible move. You lose the rook, right?
Oh, right. But
so you're still moving. You're still moving. Whoa.
But you can play king f2. Yeah, I don't know either. For some reason, it's like promoting a different line constantly. Do you have a move 21 king g7 as the main line?
I mean, I can hit promote on it. Okay, so hopefully we're current now. So yeah. if this check happens, the king winds up on f2 anyway. So I think the best move is to go ahead and put it there.
Right.
Now you have this. I just did it again. What is going on, dude?
I don't know. It was a little buggy. But I see what you mean. Basically, if you play rook f... Oops, not that. If you play rook f1, right? Oh my god, what is... If you play rook f1 and you get checked, you're wasting time with king f2 and your rook is on f1 versus h1. So it's like you just pass the tempo back for no reason.
Yeah, I think something like this, hitting both the knight and the rook, looks pretty good after that. Yeah. But look at this lonely knight over here, sitting on the corner of the side of the board.
It's
after
still
all these
better.
Trades.
It's still better than this knight on e2.
Yeah.
But also, like the rooks are disconnected. Like they're not really well coordinated. So.
Yeah, really I think this queen's gonna have a field day. She's got tons of space. She's probably gonna scoop up this pawn at some point. And then these pawns are just gonna go ham.
Exactly. So, I mean, the king, even with the structure, the king's pretty safe. Like, I don't see a way that you're gonna attack that king anytime soon. So.
Yeah, not without the knight. The knight's got to swing in to start wreaking some havoc, right?
Yep. Yeah. Michael is saying this is completely busted. White shouldn't have gone for this at all.
Yeah.
I mean, most likely, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Did White really miss queen takes c2, or do they there's no way. Like, White's a strong enough player where they didn't miss the bishop would be hanging, but maybe they just didn't see any other options and they kind of figured this is the best that they could go for.
Yeah, I mean, what we saw was the constraints of the queen earlier, trying to find a square to go to after this knight move, where the rook was going to swing in. So I think he may have just cut his losses, being like, I'm going to be down a full piece, but I'm going to have my two rooks, and maybe I can make something happen.
Yeah, so just to clarify, he's not down. Technically, he's not down material. It's just that he traded his queen for two rooks. But it's just not really ideal because like if you're gonna trade your queen for two rooks, they really you need piece coordination. If you don't have piece coordination, it's just miserable.
Yeah, thanks for that clarification.
Which we do have these two moves on the board, and actually maybe even one more. So let's both promote move 22, king f2 and knight c5.
Got it.
And then it looks like he played something else. Oh, he played e4. But, I mean, what does e4 even do? I don't know.
I don't understand that one either. I liked it there for king safety and for creating squares with protection for the knight. Right. I was about to say outpost there, but I didn't want to get corrected again.
Right. Hey, I mean, don't tell Lena that you had to get corrected.
It's funny. I came up with a name for outpost chess.
Oh my!
Because it's one piece protecting another, and outpost chess is about connecting people in the chess world. So it's pieces getting connected, people getting connected.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I still don't think it's wrong.
Okay. ask Dina in the post-game interview at your own risk. But okay. I think Dina might be relatively low on time, right? But actually not really. I mean, maybe, even if she has like 10 minutes, that should be plenty of time in this position.
Yeah, agreed. So quick Wikipedia, where I'm wrong, it cannot be attacked by opponent's pawn. So that's a key part that you identified. But it can be on the 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th rank, where a pawn protects a power piece.
Very nice. So I think the name definitely still works. Like it works perfectly in that sense.
Yeah, I don't really know what is threatening our users. I don't think there's any pawns coming to get you.
Right,
if you create an outpost chess profile.
Yeah. The arbiters. That's
There we go. You gotta watch out for those arbiters. Yeah, this is looking like someone just said game over. I mean, we're not quite there yet, but yeah, Dina is definitely winning. I really like this check play here.
Yeah, it's just a matter of technique, right? And fortunately, it's much easier for black to play. So maybe honestly, technique's not even the right word. It's just like everything's good for black.
Just finishing, yeah. Yeah, because I mean, she could even peel this king away from the knight and pick up a knight here too.
I mean, if you do play knight d3, just for example, if the king's crazy enough to try and stick around, I feel like you can even play like oh, ready for this? This is nasty. Are you ready? Yeah, go ahead. Take my knight. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead. Go for it. Why not? Then you got a queen versus a knight and a rook.
Yeah, not gonna go well for white.
Yeah. Have you seen the Big Fork?
Is that a documentary or something?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't.
No. It's literally a giant fork.
Oh, cool. Look at that. I was thinking like the documentary, the Big Short.
Right.
I thought there was like a chess version of this Big Fork. There should be.
I'll make one. That's gonna be my long-term project.
There we go.
The
Cool.
Big Fork.
The Big Fork. I like it. Do you want to get into filmmaking? What's your end game here?
I don't know, but all I know is that the interim step is definitely just creating content, chess content, and getting people encouraged to continue learning and just working on their own self-growth, both in chess and outside of that lens. So if filmmaking is the way to go and some long-term goal, that maybe, but right now it's not in the purview.
I love that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, up tilt. Don't steal the idea, okay? Maybe I need to like trademark that right now. The Big Fork.
Yeah, I guess I have a knack for naming things.
Yeah, exactly.
Dina moved queen d2, I believe. So let's go back one.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And then I think we come here.
Whoa, mouse slip.
Yeah, that's not it.
Queen d2 at top engine move, by the way. -8. Everything else is -5 and below. So Dina Fish in top form here.
And basically, what does that do? That shuts off
Canty?
these two squares.
Oh, sorry. I think that was GM Canty. James Canty that walked by her board real quick.
Oh, cool. Shout out.
Yeah, another chess streamer.
So we're right here, and I guess we promote this queen d2 move, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Wait. Promote. But what does it do? Well,
It shuts down these two squares.
yeah.
So when check, he's gotta retreat.
Yeah, you're gonna win the night. Yeah, honestly, this is just absolutely crushing.
And then if he tries to protect when the check comes, now he wins the rook instead of the knight. So
Yeah.
there's really no way to save this knight now after this move.
We might see a handshake shortly here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you can tell by Dina's body language, you know, she's like not worried at all anymore.
Right.
She's
already
like
got the
looking, just
jacket
waiting.
on. Well, she's had the jacket on for a while, but you know.
Yeah, she has. She's known. She's known.
Right. She's kind of like, oh, this is done. Like, come on, let's just like get the jacket on and shake hands and get out of here.
That's right.
Well, that's actually a thing. Oops, I did not mean to pin that. How do I unpin this message? Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Like some top level professionals will like put their suit jacket on when it's time for their opponent to resign. It's like, hey, you should resign now.
Yeah, the subliminal subliminal messaging, the shade.
Yeah, like stop disrespecting me
Time
and
to
just
go.
shake my hand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry. It was accidental. I pinned.
What'd you pin?
I pinned the comment saying he looks depressed. Maybe he needs to resign. I did not mean to. I did not mean to.
Chan said, "What a power move! Definitely a power move."
Yeah. Well, like sometimes. Oh, there you go. There's the handshake. Beautiful.
Is it over?
Yep. They just shook hands, and it is GG.
Ah, there it is.
Dina's score is now.
Dina.
Yeah, me and Brandome just like trying to get the crowd going. That was a lot of fun.
That was awesome. Good job, Dina. Are we gonna get a little post game interview? How does this work?
Yes. So she is going to set the board back up like a true chess professional, with good manners, and then they leave the kings on the black squares to signify that black won that, and then she's gonna go to her hotel room and log into Zoom. So at the same time, we can also send the invite link to the classroom.
Cool beans. Let's do it. And yeah, let's get some more GGs, some more hype in the chat for Dina. So when she comes back, she knows you guys love her. More claps, more of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. GG. I love that the chess boxing emote has become popular. Her punching that thing that she taped Andrea's face to. So
What a
funny.
good clip.
Yeah. Hype in the chat, indeed.
It's somewhere on her TikTok if you want to go follow her TikTok. And in the meantime, if you did enjoy your time here with myself and Matt, then make sure you go drop us a follow. We would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, lots of good content for on both channels, hopefully.
Yeah, come follow. We do chess stuff, fitness stuff, and it's free. Just pop on over.
True.
Say hi. Come hang out.
Oh, and if you want a shirt, I know some people were asking about the shirts, then go check out that link right there. There's stuff like this. There's also, excuse my French. It's the French defense. There's lots of other fun stuff as well. So it's a little ad just to plug in there right before we get Dina in stream.
Those are clever, man. I like those. I might have to pick one up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Matt, I'll send you one for free. Just give me your Addy and I'll spot you one.
I'll wear it. I'll rock the KD Learns merch.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. I'll return the favor too. We have chess boxing merch coming out this Friday. I'll send you a chess boxing shirt.
All right, that'd be awesome. Where can you buy the fork?
The big fork?
Actually, I have like a Amazon creator page. I actually did put that in my creator
No
page.
way.
Let me see if I can find it.
It's like a steak fork, right? You hold down a steak while you cut it with that, right?
Yeah, it is a steak fork. It's on that list. You might see some other really random things, but It's a miscellaneous things that I love list because I didn't know where else to put it. But yeah, the other stuff is like chess books. I got like OTB chess tournament checklist or whatever. But anyway, all right.
I also just created one of those Amazon whatever creator influencer whatever pages.
Mm-hmm.
And it is almost exclusively chess and boxing stuff because
Yeah.
everyone that comes into chat, they're like, what should I buy to start trading? How do I do this? How do I do that? It's like, oh, now it's easy. Just here's a list of everything.
Right.
Go for it. Have at it.
What a good idea. And hopefully you've gotten some commissions off of that.
I don't know. I don't know how to check that. I mostly just did it because it's all in one place.
True.
Wait, time out. You get commissions from that?
If you do the Amazon creator page, yeah, you should.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, I guess I have.
Yeah.
Cool. I need to check that out.
Anyway, should we? Well, I guess Dina's gonna do a review, so we don't really need to. But okay.
I'd like to see her review and ask her questions.
Right, instead of us going through it.
Yeah, stumbling through it all.
Right.
She calculated everything.
Yeah.
She's got it down.
Yep. There's one more game. Wow, honestly, Matt, we got pretty lucky because we started at 10.
Yeah.
And the game's over 2.5 hours later. There are only 20 something moves in this game. It's pretty short win.
I mean, it got opened so fast in the middle. It was such an aggressive game.
Yeah.
How long have the others been? Do they go
like
longer?
4 hours, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yikes! If it went 4 hours, I don't think I would have been able to do all that. That's good. I gotta leave at like I'm going to the Hawks game. They have an early game because it's Martin Luther King Day,
Yeah.
and Martin Luther King was, most of his practice was here.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like 100-person choir
Wow.
doing like a special thing for for MLK at the Hawks game. So my girlfriend and I are going, but it's at 3:00. So glad that worked out.
Yeah. Well, yesterday I was late to pickleball because it like went a little bit longer, and and then the interview also was tacked on to that. So I was a little late to my pickleball sesh with some buddies that booked some court time indoors because we don't live in Atlanta, so it's a little bit colder up here.
Yeah. Wait. Where are you based again?
I'm in Ohio.
Okay. Yeah. A lot colder. Yikes.
Yeah. Actually, Cincy. So go Bengals. A little bit too close for comfort, but it's all good.
Bengals fan. Okay. Yeah. All right.
And actually, I want to point out that Michael Takahashi was saying that Dina versus her opponent was like Georgia versus TCU in the national championship, and
Whoa,
that's right, it was.
Go Dogs!
Yeah.
That's my alma mater.
Yeah,
that was Dogs took care of business last Monday.
Well, I grew up in Georgia, so yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Remind me what high school?
Well, not on stream. We're not gonna talk about that on stream because.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still trying to keep everything. I'm still trying to keep everything anonymous. KD stands for Kevin Durant as far as we're concerned here.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I am way too far beyond that to keep anything. It's like, you want to know who I am? It's all out there.
Right.
I've had it.
Yeah, I'll DM you, but it's not for the public to know.
Okay.
Just
Fair enough. I gotcha.
Because I don't think you know my last name, but if you do, please don't say it on stream.
It's not Durant?
Right, exactly. There you go. You had it. You have it.
Nice.
I think Spud and Anna Cramling know my last name, but it's only because it came up in conversation. But no one else, I don't think anyone else really. Oh, I guess Dina knows, but yeah, no one else really knows. Oh my god, KD hides from CIA. Yeah, that's the reason.
That's the new Twitch handle.
Right.
You're gonna change it from
Hooray
Kitty
for
learns.
Belnkaya, they will win.
Kitty hides.
Yes, thank you for the sub, Morologist. Is that Morologist? So is that like Meyer? Is that a
study of death? More?
Oh, wait.
Or moi, like study of me?
Wait, no, I thought it was like, I don't really want to sound stupid, but I thought it was like, oh, no, you're right. Okay, you're right. Okay. Wait, no, what? Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Interesting. New word. I'm glad I didn't say what I was thinking because I was way off. I think I was thinking of a mire, not a mar. M-O-I-R-E.
Oh, gotcha. What is the actual definition?
It is someone that. Oops. Oops. A professional mourner.
Gotcha. That college Latin coming in handy.
Right, there
in
you
all
go.
the least useful ways. Wait, you can exclamation point define? Interesting.
Well, it's because you got the Groog bot in Dina's channel. Not, I don't think that would work in other channels.
Oh, okay. What is that? What's Groobot?
Well, you can use Groogbot to help define a bunch of different things. Grugan, maybe you can help us with the other functions of Groogbot.
So Grugan's a mod for Dina?
Yes.
What's helping? Oh, look at that.
All-star player, like not just any mod, but yeah.
Beast mode.
Exactly.
Cool.
Actually, I'm probably gonna meet up with Grugan in March because I'm going to Ireland with my girlfriend, and
Nice.
yeah, and along the way, since Grugan and Tosh Queen are both in Dublin, we're probably gonna do a little meetup there.
You should. That'll be fun.
Dina, hello.
Wow, stats for Katie Learns. Look at that. You got your stats and everything.
The stats are, a little bit all over the place. But Dina, GG.
Dina's
well
here.
done.
Dina, congrats.
Easy clap. I mean, that if that's not the definition of easy clap, then I don't know what is.
That was a blowout. I don't know if she.
The champion, yes, exactly.
Champ is here.
You know what? I mean, honestly, I know Dina already did the blitz, but maybe she should have like taken her chess boxing belt to the blitz board.
Oh, just worn it over her shoulder.
Yeah, I mean,
intimidation factor.
You probably can't do that for classical, but like for blitz, who cares? Like. Just,
I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, Dina, are you ready to analyze your crushing victory? Almost a miniature. Wait, is a miniature technically under 25 moves, or is it like 20 moves? Can you technically classify this as a chess miniature?
I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
Oh,
hey. There's Dina. What's up?
I heard you were saying to bring the bell to the chessboard.
Yeah.
So funny because literally after the game, my opponent told me, I saw your chess boxing match, and my roommate told me that you will come to the board with the gloves, and I was really afraid. And it's so funny because the moment I turn on the stream and switch to you guys, you say exact same joke.
You're gonna get it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You're a female chess boxer on that level. Winning the belt, it's expected from here on out.
It's a core memory.
Yeah, and well, Matt, I didn't want you, to overwork. It's your first time. I think it's your first. It's the first time. Prepared commentary, and I'm glad that I delivered you a fast game.
Yeah, thanks for making it light, easy work for me, and making quick work of our buddy Tim over there. So, how do you feel? How do you feel post game?
Well, honestly, it's funny because I was because 2 rounds per day, and this last day, the game starts 1 hour earlier, right, KD?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so I was I didn't have time for anything. You could see, I was late with the Zoom, I was late for my game, and then I took 10 more minutes to get the coffee, to finish my makeup, in the restroom and stuff. And I was also walking here and there as usual, because if I stay at the board, I just fall asleep. So I need like in boxing actually, like because I'm so low energy, so sleep deprived, and so like, and it's like the schedule is so tight. Like I need to like what I learned, that when you do some sports and then you play chess, your cardio and your like tension, it rises. So it helps you, and that's why I'm walking all the time. I'm walking all the time only because I learned from chess boxing that now I know that it helps chess.
I love it. Getting that blood pumping, getting more oxygen in the bloodstream to the brain, and not getting punched in the head. That's a good combo. A little bit of movement and no head blows.
Right.
Exactly. So that's why I was walking all the time. So my point is that I lost a lot of time on the clock simply because I wasn't on the board. I was playing fast. But the actual time that I needed to the position and the moves, it's funny how few moves were in the game and how few time I actually needed to win the game. But okay, guys, well, he threw it, and I was awake. He was throwing, but I was awake because it was always like some kind of dynamics, and I was like, I actually felt it. So there's one key moment in the game when it's very opening when he plays f3. Once I join the classroom, I will explain to you. But let me stop the monologue and ask you, how are you doing, first of all?
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up. We're doing well. We had some fun commentary. We we assessed positions as much as we could at our measly ELOs, and then we chatted a lot of chess boxing and pickleball and content creation. We had a lot of fun with your chat. So thanks for the opportunity to hang out with KD.
Wow, KD, what's your take on it?
I think we make a great pair, and I think Matt even led us through like a stretching and / like a flow routine. So that was really nice for me to, get my body a little bit loosened up, because normally these commentaries were just staring at the board for 4 hours. But it was a good change up. I really liked commentating with Matt.
Yeah, so sometimes when you were on your walks, he went on a walk too. So we were just kind of looking at like 2 empty seats and a board. It's like, let's get a little stretch in. Nice.
Nice. All right, let me join the classroom as someone very serious.
One quick question though. So there are only 23 moves. Is a chess miniature technically classified as under 25 moves, or is it under 20 moves? Like, is this a miniature?
That's what?
Chess
What's
miniature?
that?
Like a mini chess game? Okay. Maybe it's not a common term, but I thought it was like a term to describe like short chess games.
Shit, I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay. That's okay.
Seriously, I don't understand. Do you want to try it again?
Okay.
Oh, the miniature. Wait. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, KD. Would you be so kind to explain it to me once again?
Okay, so a chess miniature is basically a super short chess game. So
yeah,
I was asking, like, is it defined as like under 25 moves, or is it even less than that? But because your game was only 23 moves.
Yeah, I honestly don't know, but at the same time, what is miniature? I think it usually refers. Small. Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. Okay. It was a rhetorical question, like okay. What's miniature in chess? I think it's about something that, like, the game is like completely ended. But here he could have continued, because he could have he could have given up the knight and then still fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
In miniatures, I assume usually it's more about like forced mates or completely winning positions. This was winning, but yeah, he could still have continued.
That makes sense. Yeah, a quick Google search gives me both definitions: 20 moves or less, or within 25 moves. So.
Wow. Ooh. Okay. Yes. Well, I'm taking it. You know what? Why not? I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I just played a chess miniature.
Right.
Okay. Let me. Where is the classroom? Chad, how are you doing? Guys, I have to tell you. Oh my God! Yesterday, the Blitz IRL. Holy cow! Like literally, holy cow! I trashed talked Kostya Kavunsky Chess Dojo Live. I faced like I trash talk 5 out of 6 opponents in a FIDE rated plot like serious blitz tournaments, OTB.
Is that legal?
I got paired with Dina. This is insane. I played my first ever official game with Dina, and it was on stream. And I think at the moment I was playing Dina, the viewership just like I don't know how much, 2K. What was it like?
Blew up. Nice.
Blew up, yeah. And the craziest thing about it is that poor boy Grugan was awake the whole night.
Oh my
Imagine from
god.
Europe. You had to monitor the chat. Grugan, how are you doing? Big shout out to you, man. You're doing an impressive job.
Holding it down.
Right.
What a goat. So who won? You beat Dania?
No, I lost.
Oh,
but
okay,
I'm
sore
proud
subject.
because I really thought, and like he was like having advantage at all, but it wasn't winning like right away. And I like really thought until the end. And in the end, I even like tricked him like into promoting, like, and it was funny. I hope chat enjoyed it because I cheated. I mean, just for fun, for fun. Like you always, no. I mean, I cheated just for the crowd.
What do you mean you cheated?
No, so like he was like promoting the bone, and I had still 3 more squares to promote the bone, and I just pushed it to the bottom.
Okay.
And it didn't work anyway. That was yeah, of course. Yeah,
Pod
even though I
race.
promoted
I like
it,
it.
still, yeah. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. What was I saying? Yeah, the classroom. So see, the key position here. I don't know if you see my moves.
Mm-hmm.
F3.
Yeah, F3 seems counterintuitive, but
You see, does it show? Yeah.
Yes.
No, wait. Does it show?
Yeah.
we see Bishop B4 right now, right before F3.
And do you see the red?
Yes.
Perfect. So yeah, perfect. I see it. It's updating. So the point of the story is that F3 is one of the sharpest lines in Nimzo. I started playing Nimzo only recently. In fact, I have been studying Nimzo for 2 years. I started learning it when the COVID came with the lockdown, because I was like on mode full professional chess, and I trained like I think in March I trained like for the 3 weeks, maybe, yeah, until I discovered streaming, and then everything went wrong. So
Right.
yeah, but I
Right.
feel like I was training this new thing, the Nimzo, which I didn't play before because I used to play only Queen's Gambit Accepted. And now more and more, as you guys might have seen, I mean, especially KD, I started playing from this like in my classical games. But obviously, it's still new opening. I don't remember stuff. So I know that F3 is the sharpest, and I know like the key line is D5. He goes A3. This is all theory. And here I know that the first line, and it's in my files, it's C5. Oh yeah, I think it's the first line. I mean, okay, never mind. But the point is that C5, and like it's the sharpest and really concrete. And then it's some kind of like 20-25 moves of theory, and then it's a draw.
Okay.
So obviously I don't remember that, and I'm like, okay, I'm playing against someone who for sure knows this line, but also for sure he doesn't know like in general stuff. And I also, as usual, I checked my opponent 3 minutes before the game started in my room on the
Right.
chess base, and I saw that like he only played like these American guys, they don't have a lot of games in the chess base, but some of them still do like maybe 3 games, and I saw that he had 3 games with these 3, just like my opponents from yesterday who I beat. So I just checked, like literally, like at 9:58, the game is at 10. I'm in my room with the chess base checking my opponents, and then I see like I put the stockfish, and I see that he's playing I see he's playing E3, and I'm like, I need to improve my game that was yesterday, because imagine it would be a shame to get the same position as yesterday and to do the same mistakes, even though I won, but I did do some mistakes. Kitty, it was your game, right? The morning yesterday.
It was, yep.
So I just checked it, and I saw that, okay, I will not, like, I don't know if you remember or not, but I would play C6, and I would have, like, pawns like this, instead of letting him push B5. Do you
Right.
remember that?
Yes, yep.
So that would be the improvement. So I checked this, and I went for the game, and I come to the board, and the guy plays H3, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't remember it. So I spent a lot of time, like, to awake, like, to get awake, to concentrate and to decide what to do. And I'm like, okay, D5 I'm doing because it's the most logical, because like simply the idea of F3 is to push E4. Yeah, one more very educational thing. I mean, guys, f3 is a horrible move. If you are band fine gold fans, you know that f3 is ridiculous. You don't put the knight in front of
Never.
Yeah, but the idea is the only one, as you can see, is to push e4. So to take the big center. Plus, maybe get this bishop. Imagine if white has big center and 2 bishops, pair bishop advantage. Even though they would be like slow developing, lacking in development, they would still be better. So that's why d5 seems like a must move, even if you don't know it. It's the most logical because we don't want to let them play e4 so easily. Here they go a3. And once again, if you look at white's position, it has a lot of advantages and disadvantages. And disadvantages, first of all, if you look at this, white has not developed any single piece of theirs, right?
Right.
Like really, none of them. So we need to compensate for that. Wait, the point. Bright side for white is that they have a big center. They control the center. So it's only a question of dynamics. Black has to make this right, black really needs to start like things fast. And that's why the main move in the theory is c5. I mean, I might be confusing, but that's the move that I had in my files, c5. And then it's something super long. I don't think I even remember that. Something like this. Then maybe I don't know. Okay. There must be a button here. Okay, guys, I don't want to keep you with this shit because even I don't like it, but I mentioned how would you like it? I mean, getting into the theory. That's what I call shit. So my point, and here goes the genius idea thanks to which I won the game. So after meditating for 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, what do I do? I need to get him out of his book. I need to make him start thinking on his own because this is where he will start making mistakes. Because he must be like because I saw his games with a3, he must be really
unfamiliar?
Having this like as a new line and not like very familiar with it. Besides, the line is extremely like sharp, dynamic. So imagine if you don't know what's next and you're out of the book. If you are on your own, the chance of making mistakes is higher. And that's why I wanted to come up with short castle. But the first short castle I did not like because I couldn't like for me the biggest threat. What's the white's biggest advantage? The center and pair of bishops. The center for now they cannot use because e4 is not possible, so they need to prepare. Imagine if now it's white to move and they play e4, it's over. So I was like taking a lot of time how to make it work. I actually don't wow, computer says that I'm totally fine. And I was like, maybe if I play c5 and they play e4, and then if I take, they already have e5.
Yeah.
No, computer says it's fine. But I mean, obviously, but I was like, I was afraid. Yeah, once again, I don't want to bother you, but it just looks scary.
Yeah.
You tell me also, Matt, KD, chat, you tell me if I'm too fast.
Well, no, I mean, if they play e5, I mean, you basically have to do this. If they take, you take, right? But then your king's like, what's going on with this whole structure over here, right?
Yeah, correct. Hey, Kotik, my sister's in the chat. Yeah, just to update you, so I won, and we're like breaking down very fast the game, and then we'll go offline. So, well, you'll tell us if we rage you or if you take over. And yeah, sorry, KD, you were saying?
No, it's just that your pawn structure on your king's side, like where you're castled, is a little bit open, and they can just pawn storm
but
down.
this is KD. This is not how it works.
Okay.
You know how it works when they play e5 and the others play h6? I'll tell you. It's like, like patterns. No, KD. No. This is, KD, honestly, this is that moment. Take it seriously.
Okay.
When you do have to have those instincts automatically, and you do not.
Okay.
Your candidates are completely wrong.
Okay.
It goes with bishop h4. The only move is g5. And then this is that kind of, bad thing to happen. And it always goes like this. So whenever there is it's just a pattern, seriously. And hopefully, Matt and chat, it will be helpful for you guys as well. Whenever there is a pin and the pawn wants to attack the knight, the only way to save is to counterattack the bishop. But the person the side that pins, they will never take immediately. They always step back because this provokes g5. That's like the first thing that needs to come to you as a candidate, because it's a pattern, and because this way makes it open the king way more, and it's way more dangerous.
My chess coach would say twist the knife. When you have an advantage and you stab someone, don't just take the stab, twist it after. Like make the most out of whatever kind of advantage you have.
Yeah, I think it works here. Well, we can see though that the computer says, it's all right. But that's exactly why I went for this line, because I saw that dynamically it should be working for me. That's why. But like, if you don't see queen a5, like right here, what I just did, yeah, if there's no queen e5, then it would be bad for black. But just because this is so fast, you know, like, yeah, like we're like, white is not in time to make this the e4 e5 push.
Yeah.
So like at first it was funny for me, because like my first guess was, yeah, I'm gonna go castle and I'm gonna get him out of his book. Remember the reason that made me win the game. But I was like, no way, he'll play bishop g5, and then it's kind of dangerous because everything comes here. And I stopped this line. I was like, okay, what do I do? I meditated 10 more minutes, you know, fell asleep, woke up, and then, okay, I'm at the chessboard, what do I do? And then I'm like, wait, hold on, I really need to make this work. And then I started thinking, and I was like, okay, but it's not actually a threat. Even like in the very worst case, what I can do, e4, I can just take and play e5. And I'm the first to play e5, and there is no pin, yeah? And computer says it's fine. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm doing it. And gosh, this short castle just made me win the game. Because the guy, like, he was playing really fast, but he made a very ridiculous, to me, move. Computer says it's fine, but for me, e3 is not making any sense because it's super fast. It's super slow.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The reason it's slow, it blocks the bishop. And like there is the line in, and like what's the point of f3? The point of 3, you remember guys, is to push e4. Mm-hmm. But if you play f3 and then you play e3, what the hell?
Just wasting time.
Like seriously, what the hell? It's not just wasting time. It's just it's making worse your positions. Everything is clumsy. Your knight cannot go out. Yeah, and even like e3, there is a line in Nimzo with e3, but no one would play like f3 after. Yeah, you want to play the knight on f3. So it's not making any sense. And I'm like, okay, how do I make it for the double pawns? Yesterday, my afternoon game, my opponent had double pawns and didn't manage to make it right. So I was like, okay, I really need to make it better. And I'm like, okay, but in this case, if I push the pawn, like imagine they can never take this one because they would have super ugly pawn structure, yeah? If they take. This is super ugly. Agreed?
Yeah.
Therefore, it's a perfect pressure. Besides, they cannot push because then it would be also like a lot of pressure here. So this was making perfect sense. And then he plays bishop d3, and I'm like, how do I deal with? Hold on a minute. I am bad at development. So we are playing dynamics. Like, as I told you, remember from the very beginning, White's disadvantage in this line, they are slow in development. I already castled, yeah? I have already my knight. So I'm faster. They only have their bishop. The only thing that is developed. And besides, the knight cannot, like, develop fast, yeah? It's kind of, like, blocked. Mm-hmm. So the only thing, like, this is, by the way, strategy, yeah? You look at the position, you evaluate the position, and then you realize, like, what's the right plan. And here, like, you evaluate my opponent's weaknesses and strengths, and you see the strength, the center, weaknesses, the development. And by the way, another strength, the pair of bishops. And that's why you just like, okay, so the right plan in such situations in any position is dynamics. And I'm like, okay, how can I attack? Boom, queen c7, attacking.
So quick question there, Dina. Can you talk me through the decision to do c7 versus a5?
Wait, sorry, say again.
So you chose queen c7. I was also looking at queen a5. Can you talk me through just those two options?
Yeah, the answer is simple. I want my threat is to take on c4. I did not plan to attack c3 because like it can easily be protected by any move with the bishop. Whereas when you play queen c4, I attack queen c7, I attack c4 because there is always intermediate. And the thing is that somewhere c3 might hang as well. So it's kind of like a very indirect but double attack, simply because of all these captures. And he had to play something like queen c2, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And c2, okay, I mean, I'll see. Maybe, I don't know. Like, yeah, there are a lot of options here. Obviously, the position is really great for black. I can, like, whatever, yeah. I'm just, making my Hikaru art stream. Hikaru who learned from my sister, Asia, how to paint.
Right. Well, you already did a Gotham chess impression, so Hikaru next makes logical sense.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, my sister is starting a stream on her channel with a topic that I really love. And I think I know this topic. That's amazing, Kotik. We're gonna rate you after this. So, back to the... Matt, did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And it looks clear now after all the arrows you drew.
Yeah, and Matt, the most important is, like, even if you look at it from the strategical point of view, queen a5 and queen c7, let's say, are both development moves, but queen a5 will always somewhere get into bishop d2, whereas queen c7 is way more perfect square for the queen, because like we can put the pressure, but our queen won't be under x-ray, and we get the queen out of the future open file because we'll put the rook here.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
And also another thing which helped me in the game, it protects b7, because this b7, like you could see that somewhere it was attacked. So queen c7, and here he blundered. And I was like, yeah, see, this is like, this is what I learned like from the kindergarten, from my first Russian chess coach, is that never rush with the moves, even the most evident ones, even the most captures. Always ask yourself, what are the candidates? And I have, like, even though I learned this and I mastered it, still I have lost so many games when sometimes, in a stress, automatically you capture back and you forget the intermediates. And here I was like, I'm taking my time. Let us look. What was my plan? And this is, by the way, actually like because he made this mistake, it shows you like how great was queen c7. Because imagine, because like now I'm like attacking the c3, which you wanted. Although had I played queen a5, like he would never take, right? He wouldn't be do that. It would be too obvious. You see? So it's kind of like I set him a trap, not intentionally, but it's just because like, I have this religion. Everybody has their own religion. And I like in chess. And my religion is that I believe that strategy makes tactics work. So just because queen c7 strategically is a really nice move, like it worked tactically.
And we just got a raid from Alyssa Ju, by the way. So welcome in, Raiders.
Thank you so much, Alyssa. How are you doing?
And we have one earlier from AKCSL. So welcome in, everybody.
Hey. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. So queen c7 is the move.
So real quick to the Raiders, Dina just won her game in a chess tournament in Charlotte. She's reviewing it right now. And we're what would you say, maybe like 10 moves in, 11 moves in or so?
9.
We're almost finished the game.
We're
halfway through. Dina made a quick work of her opponent and is talking us through her decisions right now.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Welcome, Raiders, and thanks, Matt, for updating us. When I get into the into the zone, I forget about the crowds. So thanks for updating them.
Yeah, sure. All right, let's keep it going. So he blunders on d5, and what candidate moves were you considering here?
Yeah, obviously, like you should be first automatic captures, but I'm not even gonna consider it. Like the only thing that I was thinking about is like, is this working? If it's working, then I'm like, hell yeah. And it is. And the thing is like, yeah, now, I mean, you see, the point is that normally, how would you protect on the check? Bishop d2, and then the queen connects the rook. This is the pattern, another pattern. And the only thing it doesn't work here is because the queen will take the bishop. Right. So, 92 is the move he played. It's a decent move, probably one of the best, probably the only move. I had a choice. This was an interesting one. So I decided to capture on c3 simply because, once again, strategy. I didn't want to develop his piece.
Right.
And also it was making more sense because the pawn would be protected, so he would need extra tempi to win the pawn back. And my plan was during this tempi to get the to finish the development and start like dynamics. Because remember, if I'm not faster than him in development, even though he has he's a pawn down, his bishops would just kill me.
Mm-hmm.
So I really need to be very careful on like finishing development fast. Like obviously he would probably take that pawn back. I would take this pawn, so we would be like you saw in the game, yeah. Like I have this extra pawn, but it can easily be compensated by these two bishops, because bishop advantage in the open position, guys, it's like half a pawn. So imagine. And yeah, it was only about, once again, dynamics. And here he plays d6. At first I'm like, I'm very worried. I blundered it. And then like, okay, but what does it make? And obviously I was not gonna vote as gambit my queen, even though Dania was right behind me with his vote as live hoodie. Did you see me, guys, winking you when Dania was passing by?
I don't think so.
No, like there was a moment Daniel was passing by and I was like this, making you like on the camera. Did you see, Chad? Did you see that?
No,
was
but
it really a Botez live hoodie?
Yeah, he's been wearing it for all the tournaments.
That's
wow,
hilarious.
wow. We need to get him some the Bell and Kaya merch to wear.
KD, that's a very fair point. We're gonna get back to this discussion. I promise you. Don't get forked.
Exactly. But also, that reminds me, did you look at the camera yesterday when your opponent kept adjusting your pieces? Did you look at the camera and smile? Because I think yesterday there was a moment where you moved a piece and immediately your opponent reached over to adjust the piece you moved.
That's funny. Actually, I didn't even notice it.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I didn't even notice it. I mean, no. That's not what I meant. I mean, I did not even think that was not normal. Like, okay, he's adjusting. Like, I didn't connect. Like, it's good because like, my concentration is my biggest issue. But at the same time, like, why I love playing chess so much, actually, now I'm gonna reveal all the secrets, is because during a chess game, I managed to control my mind, my brain, and I managed to concentrate. And that's something which I've been struggling all my life. Like, for instance, I've never been good with studies because it would be hard to concentrate, academically. And with chess competitions, I managed to do it. And that was that situation where I was so concentrated in the game and thinking about the position that I wasn't even noticing that he's actually adjusting pieces after every single move. That's not normal.
Yeah. Well, are you allowed to touch your opponent's pieces? Like...
No, for sure, but it's your move. You can adjust.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, obviously, it's all the question of like the balance. So getting to the game, d6, and I'm like, okay, obviously I will play something like I just put the queen on the right position. I like queen c5, Matt, once again, not queen a5. I know that was your question.
Guy, Miss Dina and Dania.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I liked a5 when I was assessing, but the c file makes a lot more sense now.
See how I guessed? I guessed so easily that you were rooting for queen a5 and wanting queen c5.
Yeah. Well, and as the first move too, so I thought then it would end up transposing to the same spot, just like a different attack, because the discover check pushing the pawn is obviously crushing if he lets it happen, which he couldn't let it happen. So yeah. So I'll explain you the difference. Big thanks to Just One Wall for the Prime for 3 months. Yes, you missed Dina and Dania, but we have the VOD there. It's published, and we have the clips. Nice.
So, Matt, same reason. Queen a5 is only one threat. After castle, you don't have any threat. Whereas Queen c5 has multiple threats. First of all, I mean, he will castle anyway. So my queen is the only difference. My queen is on c5. But on c5, I attack the d6 pawn. It's gonna be easier to win it.
Win back, yeah.
And besides, the strongest thing that can happen to, like, the most dangerous thing that could potentially happen to my queen would be that bishop comes here and attacks. But now, bright side, queen on c5, boom, boom, is attacking on e3.
Counterattack with a check.
Exactly. And the most beautiful is that if the bishop decides to go this way, they cannot because there is a pin. So once again, dynamically, queen c5 just has so much more benefits.
Yeah, such a weak pawn on e3. That was such a bad move.
You see it now?
Right.
Okay, Ben fine, hold, never play f3, f6.
Yeah.
So queen c5, queen c2. And here, yeah, I was taking some time because I wanted to because actually not that much because I was like thinking about the position, but because I knew that I had an advantage and I knew that I needed to be really careful. So I was like super serious about every single detail, not to, because once again, it's a question of dynamics, so I need to be precise. So rook d8. Here I was a little bit disappointed in myself first because like I'm a pawn up, for sure I need to go to the endgame. But the thing is like, that's actually me, how like I became better for the last 2 years, because at first like I used to be that kind of a player, whenever I have an advantage, just go change queens. But now I learned that queens, just like any other piece, when you want to trade them, even if you have material advantage, it's about, you know, the converting, you know, winning positions in chess. To win a winning position in chess is the hardest thing. So what I've learned while working on my weaknesses is that you you should always think first to compare pieces. It's not just taking off the queens and going to the endgame, but it's like, how is my queen versus how is my opponent's queen? And I saw immediately that my opponent's queen was gonna get out under attacks, and my queen was so much stronger because it attacks. So imagine how many tempi I win when I take with the queen and I attack the bishop and they cannot castle. Whereas if I take the queen, I trade the queens and I take the pawn, look, with their king they protect everything and they almost finish the development. In fact, now white is better than me at the developments. I mean, we're equal, whatever. But the thing is, like, once again, remember, only one pawn. An opponent has 2 bishops.
Right.
So it's like advantage half of a pawn. And I like, it was making such a perfect sense for me that in this position, even though I'm material advantage, I should not change queens. And I'm so happy to see that computer agrees with that.
You know who disagreed with that? You have a guess? It's
I have a guess.
One special Papa Botez was convinced that you were going to go into the end game and convert the winning material advantage.
Yeah, Papa was hanging out for a while, giving his 2 cents as he often does. He's so good at chiming in and providing a perspective.
Yeah, guys, see, that's why that's why I'm so glad that I am in the position to give some advice to Andre Botas, aka Papa Botas. No, I'm happy I brought it up, and you mentioned this because, because this is actually like that kind of a thing that I'm always happy to, to share my knowledge with, and I really believe that what I'm doing is the right thing, and what others do is the wrong thing.
I love getting a little sneak peek into the family drama. How does it feel to be the newest and oldest Botas sister, by the way?
I genuinely think that I should not go on it myself because I don't think that girls actually like it. It's like, it's nice when they say it, it's nice when chat says it, but I think that I should be really careful with that, not over pushing it, because
I was teasing.
I know, but like,
wait, are there actually, I always
mad. This is the thing that like you and me, we always like kind of like shock each other, because you're always like extremely polite and I'm extremely direct, and you're like asking such a polite question, and I was like getting into into the like all the behind the scenes. So it's actually very funny talking to you always.
Okay, well we'll have to expand on the family matters
offline though. Yeah, not live, not live.
But yeah, I can't wait to hear how the adoption papers are coming along, and when you're moving to LA.
We are actually in the process of discussing it. To be honest, we are in the process of discussing it. So we'll see. See. It all now depends on Alex.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, if you need to sort it out and want someone to referee the boxing match, I'm here. I'm ready.
I have an extra hidden argument of mine that I never brought up unless on my YouTube. We're not talking about that. Oh, fine.
Well, you just brought it up. You want to bring it? You want to follow through here, Dina? Or just
No,
tease it
I'm
out?
fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
All
I mean,
right,
anyone
all right.
wants to know the truth, it's on my YouTube channel, guys.
Oh, okay. All right.
Where's the
Chess
command?
boxing commands. You get the command chess boxing. You get the video
The
where
full
you see
debrief.
all the juicy stuff.
I like it. Yeah, go check it out. The breakdown, the full review, just like we're reviewing your Charlotte game now.
Exactly. Speaking of, let's hurry up because guys, I need to sleep and you need to get some rest.
Deal.
Power nap.
Yeah. Exactly. So queen d6 attacking the bishop. He goes back. Now here, once again, I wanted to be extremely precise. So I was like, this is not making sense. And he wants this. So I'm like, I really need to put the rook here to attack. And I need to chase the queen. And bright side, it's not that I didn't want, bright side. One more thing. It's not that I really wanted to change queens. No, it's not that I did not want to change queens. It's that I wanted to change them on my terms when I win in the development, like the Tempe, the advantage of the development, right?
Mm-hmm.
So bishop d7, they go bishop b2. It's funny because at first I was so like I spent maybe 5-6 minutes thinking on bishop d7 simply because I honestly considered here that after rook c8, I honestly was afraid of bishop h7. I had this bug in my head that my only capture is knight h7 and then hello and goodbye. But the thing is I have king h7, but I just at some moment I just the queen was everywhere. So I had this bug that the queen is on c2 and then c3 at the same time. And I was like, I would have to go here and then and then it's not evident. So yeah, queen d3, exactly that. And you see it's equal because everything is and my queen is attacked. So I still needed 6 more minutes until I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't play bishop e7, or maybe I should play bishop e7 and then think what's after bishop e2. But bishop e2 is not making sense. I actually was more afraid of the castle, maybe not. I don't know, I don't know what I was here. I don't want to get into details, but the funny thing is that he plays this bishop b2. And I'm like, dude, this cannot be working because of rook c8, and then you there is and you cannot have bishop h7. I was honestly asking myself, is that possible on a scale? How possible is that on a scale from 1 to 10? My opponent would have the same bug, blunder, and thinking that after rook c8 he has bishop h7. But to be honest, my opponent was blundering so much in the game that I wouldn't be surprised. I did not play rook c8 here. Once again, guys, I'm taking a pause to see if everybody's aligned, if I'm not too I know I'm too fast, so just tell me if there is something that you wanted to stop at.
No, we're good. You saw a ghost and then you moved past it.
Perfect. Tulsi, thank you so much for gifting us up to Digital Cosmos. How are you doing? Matt is streaming Moving with Matt. Everybody, if you want to give a shout out to Matt. Wait, you streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
You're
co-streaming. It's just up. Yeah.
KD, are you streaming?
I am not today.
Okay. Yes, guys. Very big shout out to Matt, who is here with us. Brought me luck. Deserves a follow. Go give a follow to Matt right now.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
Everyone in each of you, 614. So, Matt and Katie and chat and everybody, let's finish this because it's getting very hard to follow up.
Okay.
For you, not for me.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
Rook c8, I did not play because, bro, there's queen b3, and what do I do next? And one thing that I really need to be careful of, if by any chance the queen comes to h4, I'm really, really in a very big trouble because these monsters will just kick me out. If I don't have any tactical thing. Mm-hmm. And here I didn't see how to make it right. So I realized queen b3 is the only place of the queen. Imagine if I play rook c8 and put it right here, and he goes queen b3. How would I continue? And then boom, knight c5. The genius knight c5. So see, I my weakest side is calculation. I don't calculate. I think by structures. So the structure in my head was that I need to chase the queen with my rook and to force the queen to trade, and it would be my turns because I would finish the development. And I see that the queen goes to b3, and how can I change the queen from b3? And I see knight c5, and that's how I came up with this knight a6. I think this was really strong move.
Look good.
So rook d1, and now, yeah, queen f8, computer says the best. I wouldn't be surprised because I'm like, here, like, yeah, why would I change queens? My queen is also good. And like, once again, it's not that my queen is better than my opponent's queen. I think I didn't precise it enough. It's more about that my opponent's queen would always get under attacks by my pieces, which would make me win tempi and develop my pieces like fast. So that's why I was so into it. And thank you, Nicola, for 1,000 bits.
Godina, faccina sorridente.
Are you with me, guys?
With you.
Yeah, with you.
We're almost finished.
Well, okay,
Queen
wait.
c6.
Yeah, I was gonna say queen c6 versus queen e7, or like what was the thought process here versus like the other candidate moves?
Yeah. Once again, it's not that I do like I didn't want to change queens. Is that if like white queen e7 or queen e8, like normally I want to change queens because I'm a pawn up, I'm material up, so I want to change queens, right? This is, you know, right?
Right.
So it's logical, but why would I not do it? I assume, and that's what I did in the game. I mean, I didn't play this, but I have this idea, is that my queen is better than my opponent's queen because my opponent's queen will constantly get under tempi by all the knights and rooks. So I will win so many tempi on improving my pieces while the queen is chasing away.
Yeah.
But because I didn't see like how exactly I would chase it, and I was afraid that one day queen comes to h4 and then I'm really in trouble. I was like, for sure queen c6 is better, because like now it's just like what I want to do is that I always have this knight c5, and if let's say queen b4 or queen c4, I don't know where they go, I'm on time to play knight a5. Knight a4, sorry. Oh shit, I'm not on time. Okay, never mind. Yeah, guys, not that easy. Let's not get into details. Let's just see what happened in the game. He played queen d3, and that's a very big blunder. Yeah, I mean, why is it it's not a blunder, because after bishop e8, it's just, it was on me to, like, I understand, okay, bro wants to sack the queen, and I'm like, I need to think one move in advance, and I did calculate one move in advance, and I saw that. Once again, guys, by the way, strategy. Yes, I don't win a piece. Yes, it's two rooks versus queen. Yes, it's somehow actually even. I have a passed pawn, but once again, development and dynamics. He hasn't finished the development, therefore I need to play for dynamics. What is my dynamics? Bring the knight. And it's just a killing blow. But the reason it works, like, it's just no way to stop like the knight coming. But the only reason why it works is because I insist over and over again, white has not finished the development. They haven't castled, therefore they do not have enough, how we call it in Russian School of Chess, like something like correlation or connection between the, no, it's
coordination.
Between coordination. Thank you, Katie. They do not have enough coordination between pieces. And I saw that, and it's like, you see like how like my brain, like my chess brain works. I didn't see knight c5. I was looking at the weaknesses and making conclusions. Okay, what's white's weakness? White's weakness is that they don't have enough coordination. How can I make use of it? I can bring the knight and then start attacking right away.
Yeah.
So this is the difference between tactical player and strategical player. Tactical player will just like look at the, okay, what are my candidate moves, and see, okay, there is knight c5. Strategical player is like, what's my worst piece? My worst piece is a knight. How can I improve it? I can bring it to c5, something like that, you see?
Makes a lot.
It's like computer, he doesn't have this. Computer is just, he sees all the moves, like mathematically.
Pure calculation.
But humans, they kind of like have this logical stuff. And that's about it. Last thing I will say is that obviously it's not that blunder queen d3, because here he has knight d4, he can remove the queen, he can like, yeah, do something else. But I was reading his mind. I knew he did that to go here, and I was like, bro, I need to provoke you. And I did, and he fell into my trap. And he did have this. I said once. Okay, the real last thing I will say is that he can still fight here, continue for 1 more hour if he just sacks the exchange. And yeah, well, we would I would still have to sit there for 1 more hour, and you, my poor commentators, would have to create a show out of a completely winning position for 1 more hour.
Yeah.
But luckily, he was so nice that he made this e3 or e4, and at first I was like, of course, oh my gosh, I didn't calculate it, and there is no win after knight d3. I mean, maybe there is a win. I didn't see it because he cannot take because of this.
Right.
But he can do something like this. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it looks dangerous, but it's actually completely lost. But I just saw that queen d2 is so much easier. And now he does not have any way to sack the exchange. So he loses the whole piece, and he resigned. Whew. Sorry, guys. That was oh my gosh.
That was enlightening. Yeah, the review is where you learn. In the moment, we're kind of fumbling through analysis and candidate moves, but after the fact, knowing what happened and then having the analysis and the thought process of your brain assessing, hey, in this position, here's what I was considering, here's why I was considering it. It was all really helpful. I think, I'll give KD some props. KD found a lot of these moves, and I think he gave credit to the fact that he's doing a lot of editing on your lessons for TikTok and YouTube, and learning a lot from working with you, which is awesome. And it should give people even more reason to, follow, subscribe, whatever. You guys get this for free or for pennies on the dollar in terms of what it should cost for these kinds of lessons and breakdowns. So thanks for going into detail on all that.
Yeah, KD is doing an amazing job in so many ways. And in fact, KD is the one who brought all of you guys together here. He's the one who made the schedule of the commentary, and that's why yesterday we had a Grandmaster on the board. And
wait, oh.
I cannot give you a compliment without roasting you.
I know. I'm just... that one took me a second, but yeah, it's okay.
It was a very sharp one, huh?
Right, it was. It was almost too sharp for me, but yeah, I got it. We were supposed to have a Grandmaster commentate yesterday, but some things happened, and we did not have a Grandmaster scheduling debacle.
Back to positivity.
Yes,
Lola took the hint and subscribed with Prime for all the great instruction and content that Dina puts out.
And I've seen a ton of messages in chat saying that they feel like they've learned so much in the last 15, 20 minutes. So
I think it actually took 40 minutes for this breakdown. I'm so sorry for that.
It's okay. I saw that chat message half an hour ago, so that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. And Dina is in the chat, and Dina also covered my game in the first round. So, Dina, very big shout out to you, girl. Thank you for all the amazing energy. Yeah, guys, I think I finished, from my side. Let me know if you have any questions, and, if there is anything that was missed. Silence. But people don't want me to talk. I understand you.
They're like, shut up, Dina. We're good.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, this was fun. Anytime. Would love to commentate more. And I have a question. Are you going to be back in Paris anytime soon?
Yeah, I know what you ask. I should be back by February. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm in Paris for 2 weeks, so let's hang out.
Wow.
I get there the 27th. I leave the 10th. So, there's of course, you already know about the chess boxing event in Paris on February 3rd. Would love to have you there.
Yeah, me too. Capacity. I would absolutely love to join you guys.
I officially challenge you for your belt. You and me to the death, or to
the death.
I didn't know they were fighting for belts in the commentary booth.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's option number 2. If you don't want to fight me, maybe you can commentate with me. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, Matt, I'm joking around, but I would love to get back to the commentary together with you of that match.
Cool, let's do it. Yeah, we can do the chess boxing thing, and then I'm there for 2 weeks, so let's collaborate on some other stuff.
Absolutely. I should be
I need
back
a-
by the same time as you.
Okay, sweet.
I do have I do have 2 more missions in US. Mission number 1, which was the planned mission, is to go to New York, like tomorrow, and to go to the park, New York Central Park or whatever it's called, and to hustle hustlers for my YouTube.
You're gonna want to
And-
go to Washington Square Park or Union Square Park. I like Union
need to
Square
go
Park
to-
better.
Oh, I need to do all of them. I mean, yeah, and I really need help. So if there are some New Yorkers who could advise me stuff, I mean, I'll try to get our buddy Born to Game, our dear moderator, to help me out with the tech stuff. But yeah, we'll definitely need the support. But my mission number 2 that I hasn't finished yet while I'm in the US, you know where I am right now.
It's launching your feet pictures career.
Oh my
right?
god.
No, but you're close. I am in Charlotte. You know who lives in Charlotte?
The one and only Danya
Exactly.
Naroditsky.
I have a second mission, which is to squat at Dina's place and stream with him at least one time. One time from his studio alone, and one time with him. So
Is
it
he
makes it 2
aware?
times.
Is he aware of this mission?
Yesterday, finally, I got a chance to catch up with him. Those of you who were watching the chess splits IRL, you saw that I had to wrap up because Sasha Bortnik and Danya were like, let's go. You wanted to catch up. Let's go now. And I'm like, okay, this is the moment. I need to go for it. So we went out in a bar at midnight for a couple of hours. And I like, Danya, we have to do it. I have to invite myself at your place. Yeah, so I was very polite.
Well, have fun with that. I can't wait to see that stream and take it to those chess hustlers in New York too. But those will both be super entertaining.
Exactly. So that's the plan, guys. I think we should really wrap up because my next game is like in 2 hours. But I also assume that it's been like, I mean, it wasn't like the longest. But yeah, but in general, it's good to finish such kind of streams. What are your plans, guys? Are you planning to stream?
I'm probably gonna get some lunch and then start creating some
It
content.
makes sense.
I think I owe you some editing. I owe myself some editing, so I'm probably gonna grab lunch and start getting after that work. Maybe make some Tata Steel recaps. Maybe make some Charlotte Open recaps because your game, the tactical finish to your game yesterday, plus this one might be deserving of a KD video. TBD. We'll see.
Ooh, love to hear that. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I might stay and do some chess puzzle. You got me inspired in the chess booth.
Yeah.
So might get some puzzling in, might play some blitz games. And then yeah, later tonight going to the Atlanta Hawks game, the basketball game.
Wow.
So
Ooh, sounds
it'll be a fun day.
Because it's like, I don't know, it's your Martin Luther King, so you guys are like not working.
Exactly. Yeah, and they're doing something really special because Martin Luther King had his practice in Atlanta. It's a really special day in Atlanta for MLK. So they're having like 100-person choir come to the Atlanta Hawks game, and they're doing a tribute to him. So it should be a pretty entertaining night. Pretty good.
Nice. Well, we do have to raid Asia because she's streaming right now.
Cool.
You know, when there is a sister life, you cannot
Right.
raid
takes
anyone
precedence.
else.
Loyalty.
It's the sister. It's the most precious you have. But I'm sure I'll make it up to you, Matt, with a very nice raid next time we're having this amazing crowd, because the man deserves our followership and support, guys. Once again, very big shout out to Moving with Matt on his Twitch channel, who has been co-streaming this event as this game as well. And once again, Matt, welcome to Twitch.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm 6 weeks in. I love it. Thanks for all your help so far. I'm glad we could do the chess boxing thing together. And yeah, if you want to come hang out, I do a lot of chess, variety gaming, and I always include health and wellness in it. So like the stretch we did earlier today during Dina's game, we do a lot of that kind of stuff, breaths, meditation, fight and flow workout. So if you like that kind of stuff, you want to take better care of yourself in 2023, here I am. Come hang out.
Sign me
Absolutely. We are reading to Asia, who is having a very deep conversation on feminism. So, guys, if you are still not sick of chess and you want to stay with chess category, Matt is gonna continue chess. So you have a very wide choice. We do go to Asia as a raid, but you have a very juicy choice out there.
And then right before the raid goes out, Dina, one more little bit. Matt offered to kind of help me with some chess boxing if I ever get into it. So maybe you'll have to also give me some tips as well.
Wow! Ooh la la! Well, we are discussing that next time we meet.
Right. Sounds good.
Can't wait. Chess boxing, taking over the world. Let's go.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, let me tell you goodbye to you and to chat, and thanks again. And well, when it comes to me, see you in 2 hours with Adriana and Angelica.
Best of luck and finish the tournament strong.
Great game, Dina.
Guys.
Good luck.
Bye bye.
See you, Katie. Fun hanging out.
Bye.
See ya.